welcome back to the Chat and Chill podcast. I'm your boy Joe. Oh wow!
I'm your boy Firahs TV in the building.
Yeah, I guess we'll just start that.
Wow. I don't know, man. People want to be me in it, you know what I mean? I'm just shining, you feel me? So.
You can let Sidra say her name now.
No, but did you say it's your boy Sharif?
I said, I'm your boy Joe.
That's what I'm saying. So do your intro properly, innit?
Nah, it's fine. Joe said my name, innit? Just say your name so you can carry on.
Okay. It's your girl Sidra.
Yeah, honorary member.
Yeah, that's the worst intro of all time. But anyway, welcome back to the podcast during these quarantine times. Hope everybody's doing cool. Big shout out to everybody on streaming services. I believe we reached 600 listeners now or not? We're still under 500?
Actually, let me check that now.
No, you should have told me before. I should have asked you before.
Yeah,
but anyway,
yeah, don't try and put it on me, man.
We're close to 600 listeners. Joe will let us know later. But we have a special guest in the bill. It's not really in the building.
In a building, yeah.
Zoom. This is a bad intro today, isn't it? We've got a special guest in this Zoom quarantine podcast session. So big shout out to Janetta. So how are you?
Thank you so much for having me.
She's not just a musician. She can also boogie down on the dance floor as she's a teacher.
Hey.
She can also act. So let's call her the next.
Well, it's so lovely to be here. Thank you for having me.
But yeah, anyways, how are you? How you been surviving during this quarantine? And what's been going on with you?
I've been good. To be honest, it's been really nice to spend time with my family. There have obviously also been sad moments, but it's really nice to dedicate time to your craft and just being able to just focus without any distractions. I like that.
Yeah, because you've been doing a lot of Instagram lives with your record label HGS Records. Obviously, I tuned in to 2 of them.
Oh, thank you.
So, how did that even come about? How did you get connected with HGS Records, and how did you get involved with them?
Well, actually, the CEO, Cameron Brand, I met him on a different project when I was acting. I was the lead actress for a web series that he was a co-director in.
Yeah.
And he'd always wanted to start a record label. And then we just became really close friends as well. Yeah. And then we just wanted to work together, and then this was born. And yeah, I'm here today.
No, that's dope. That's dope, man. And obviously, I know you've been working on music, and you performed some of them on HGS Records.
Yeah.
What was that song that I really liked called now? There was one that you made. You made it for your girlfriend, right?
Oh, First Date. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. Talk to me about that song, man, because I can't even lie. Just considering me, you guys must have missed out on the live, man. It's a beautiful song.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful story. Vocals were on point. How did that song even come about?
Well, I'm in love.
First and foremost, yeah.
And throughout our whole relationship, and onwards, every time I see her, I just get so happy, and I tell her oh, seeing you, cuddling you is the favorite part of my day. I just feel so happy, and then the chorus was kind of a joke when I first started singing it, but then I was hey, this is actually good. And so then I was okay, and then I wrote a verse, and I wanted the verse to just describe basically how we first met, and then the contrast to how close we are now. Obviously there was an instant connection when we met anyway, but just that whole build up and where we are now, that's what I wanted to show.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful song, man. And are you planning on putting it out anytime soon?
Yeah, actually. So my first ever EP is gonna be out soon, but first I'm gonna release my first ever single, and it's gonna be called Better in the Morning, and I'm really excited to share it with everyone. It's unusual, the structure of it. And I wasn't actually sure about it at first, but then Cameron Brand, the CEO of HGS Records, and also my close friend, he was like, "Oh my god, this is my favorite song of all time. You have to put it out." And I was like, "I'm so flattered." Okay. And
Smash, it's a smash.
yeah, so that's gonna be the first one out, and first date will be in the EP when it also comes out.
Okay, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. And that's your first project as well that you ever worked on, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was involved with like a feature on something else, but like
Yeah.
that was like dance music, and I'm
Okay.
more into alternate pop,
Yeah,
indie things.
yeah. So what made you get into music? Obviously, I know you do a lot of things, but why is music one of your things you want to get into?
Well, since I was little, I've always loved like singing and dancing and acting, and my parents were very they're both like lawyers and accountants, and so they're very like studious. Like they came from Bulgaria, where like the performing arts like wouldn't give you money, but they both always loved it. And so when they came to England, they wanted us to have the opportunity that they couldn't. So they would like let us go to acting lessons, singing lessons. It was more like group ones, like with other children, and then I became really, really passionate about it, and I just wanted to pursue it further.
Okay, no, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. And what was you born in Bulgaria or London?
I was born in London, but both my parents are Bulgarian, so yeah.
Okay, and obviously you're an actress as well, and you dance as well.
Yes.
How did you get into both of those?
Well, acting, it was like when I was 5, I went to acting lessons, and I've always been very like extravagant with my in the shows we did. But dancing, actually, it was because I really wanted to get into a good school, and you had to have like a grade for ballet. And I had no grade for ballet at all. I'd never done ballet really. And so like I just had to do in 1 year, try and get through all the grades. Which was ambitious, but I did it, and I got a distinction, and then I got into the school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was it like a music school or like an acting performing arts school?
Yeah, it was Tring Park School of the Performing Arts.
Oh, okay.
So they have like dance there and music.
Yeah. So it's a bit like the Brits, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that's it. But I have a friend that went to the Brits. I'm not sure how well he did after that, but because we went to the same secondary school, and then he left in year 9, I believe. Year 9, year 10, got into the Brits, and then he went to pursue his acting dream. But I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in years. He's probably on my Facebook somewhere. But shout out to you, Matt. Yeah, I remember your name. And obviously you dabble in dancing. So I'm going to ask you a question. If you could collaborate with 3 musicians, dead or alive, who would it be? If you could collaborate with a dancer, dead or alive, who would it be? And if you could be in a movie with any actor, dead or alive, who would it be?
Okay.
Triple whammy, okay.
Yeah, come on, man. You got. She's a triple threat.
Okay, for a musician, well, I would say that like Lady Gaga, definitely. I love how extravagant she is, and how she's so honest and bold and brave and open-minded. Like having a girlfriend like that makes me not straight. So, it's just painful to me, and she did that like not 10 years ago, but like in 2000 era. So like it wasn't as open as it is now. So she's so brave, and I love that, and I also love her music style. Like I find her songs inspirational. Okay, and now Panic at the Disco, I think. Yeah.
They said I can't even hear that.
Panic at the Disco. Brendan Urie. Yeah. It's like because he's so he's really cool, and he's just so out there and brave, and he just does everything. And I love that he just like changes like styles, and he has really cool music videos. I'd love to sing with him. Like I'd be in awe, but yeah, that would be really cool.
Everyone loves him as well, man. I always hear, oh, by the way, this guy, he's so hot. I'm like, you know, pop bands, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong with 3 good-looking guys for the girls, can you? It's like
What did you
BTS
say,
all over
sorry?
again.
Sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said pop bands always have the ladies screaming.
I just I'm attracted to the talent more than like him.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Figured.
Yeah, we all gathered that far, innit?
Yeah, but so my third artist, there's so many. I think Marina and the Diamonds. I just love her music and again, like I love her style, like the way she presents herself in her music videos, especially her old music, like How to Be a Heartbreaker, Prima Donna Girl.
Yeah, classics.
Yeah, I love
classics. This is dabbling into my Bristol life, man. Don't know.
Yeah, I figured that too.
You're probably too black to remember this shit.
I was like, it sounds familiar, but I'm like, I don't really know. Like,
pop culture is different, man. But no, that's actually interesting eyes. I think that's quite sick still. And then, who would you like to be in a movie with?
Okay, Daniel Radcliffe.
Of course.
I mean, I know that's a really obvious thing, but the reason is because I was really like amazed by his acting in Tell Your Darlings, or it was Don't Tell Your Darlings. I can't remember exactly the title.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm actually surprised how good he is, because I've seen him since Harry Potter. I know he's trying to like get rid of that kind of like Harry Potter stigma.
Yeah.
And I think the last 3 films of that, let me see if I can get because he did a film as well, that I couldn't believe that was him acting in that. Hold on.
I know, that's what I love about him. It's how he completely inhabits his character, and you forget that he's this famous actor. You don't see that, you just see the character. Like in the Darlings film, like he has glasses on and he has curly hair, like Harry Potter. But I didn't think about Harry Potter at all.
Yeah, it's Kill Your Darlings. That's the film.
Oh, Kill Your Darlings. That's
it. Yeah, he was sick in that. Oh, what's the other film? He did the Escape from Pretoria that came out this year.
Oh, I still haven't watched that.
Great. Listen, he's acted, because obviously it's based on a true story in South Africa. The guy that what's it called? Basically ran away from prison, or broke out of prison, should I say? And I was watching that, and I was like, man, I can't believe this is Daniel Radcliffe. I almost feel sorry for him that he's so stuck in this Harry Potter world, because people still look at him as Harry Potter to this day. People are probably going to end up saying your best work is just Harry Potter, which is quite sad.
Yeah, because if you think about it, look, the series has been so long.
Yeah.
You have the first one when he was a kid.
Yeah.
All the way to when he's, fully grown. It's like you could literally say he's grown into that.
There was a quote from him that he said responding to it. Sorry?
What?
No, what did you say? Sorry.
What part? Do you mean Joe?
Oh, there was a quote to. Wait, sorry, did you want to hear what Joe had said?
I don't know. Sidra.
No. I was just saying that the reason why he would always be recognized for that is because that's what he's known for. It was such a massive production. It's been all around the world, right? I think it's been dubbed in a few different languages. It's not
of course, a
movie that he did. It's an international movie, you know. So that's why he's so recognized for that character specifically.
Emma Watson was able to kill that stigma, though. Beauty and the Beast,
right? But
Emma Watson ran away from it. Sorry.
Emma Watson was able to, move past it a bit, but she wasn't Harry Potter. She wasn't the main.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Harry Potter is too big of a character.
There was no Hermione spin-offs and that.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but
it's necessarily a bad thing though. There's a quote that he said once that where how he responds to people asking him like, "Oh, how do you feel that you'll never get away from that Harry Potter, like, you know, that Harry Potter's the most successful thing you've done?" And he'll be like, "Well, it's I can't, I'm gonna paraphrase it, but like he said something like, it will be the most successful thing anyone's done." So
yeah,
yes,
yeah, it's
so
true.
he wins in the end. It's
True,
not.
because I see Tom Felton, who played Malfoy.
Yeah, I love him.
He's struggling, man. I mean, he went like it's not. Why are you laughing?
The way you
I
said,
thought,
oh no, man,
yeah,
that's cool.
because he's done 3 major roles in movies, and they've all unfortunately flopped.
Oh,
He's ended up dibbling into. You know what's funny? People actually forget he was actually in Planet of the Apes. You know, like, I don't think people even noticed that he was in
he was in
Planet of the Apes.
what?
He was in
No,
Planet of the Apes.
I remember, yeah, I remember someone saying that, but when I watched it, I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah, he's the guy that when they take the monkey or the ape away from the doctor and they lock him up, he's the guy that's basically looking after him and basically treating him like shit because he kept electrocuting the apes and whatnot.
Oh, I
And
think
then eventually,
I do remember seeing him.
yeah, he's in there. He's actually in there. He plays a major role in the movie. No one just realizes his mouth. But that's because he looks completely different and he's a lot older in it.
Well, that's a good thing, I guess.
I know Rupert, who played is it Ron Weasley? He's kind of just stayed behind the scenes. He's got his own production. He does
An ice cream truck.
yeah. And
He's an ice cream man now.
he does a lot of property as well.
Okay.
Well, I think he made his money as a kid, and he thought, you know what, I don't want to go back into movies, so let's start making businesses. That's smart.
Yeah, that is smart because essentially he's not waiting for a script. I think with people like Ron Weasley, I'll even put Tom Felton in that category. When you're not household names, it's kind of difficult because for those type of people, they're not gonna be making the high-end money that they once was.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to protect the lifestyle, most people try to protect the lifestyle. So going into a more business to collect another £2-3 million check, because at the end of the day, if you're living a certain lifestyle, you spend a certain amount. You don't want to have to sell your house because you're no longer being offered that type of amount. So I think what he did was smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
True.
And then who would you want to dance with?
Oh, okay.
That's a hard one, because even I can't figure out many dances.
Yeah, to be honest, like, I don't know that many famous dancers.
Or would you be a judge on a dancing show? Like, so you think you can dance, or you into those type of things?
I would love to be on the show. I don't know if I could judge it that well yet. Like, I am a dance teacher, but I want to like get more experience before I can judge like that, you know.
Yeah. So you would do the competition if there was one?
Yeah, I would.
That's sick.
Okay,
Maybe we might catch you out. So you think you can dance? Go holler her, man. DM her right now.
Yeah, heard it here first. I've
done some boring
Heard
dance.
it here first. Hey, listen, if you ever do it, I'm voting us. It's cool. I got you.
Oh, we'll see. But hopefully, I'd love to do that. I wanted to ask you guys. I know you're on the Harry Potter topic a lot, but what house are you in? Like Hogwarts house? Do you know?
I don't watch Harry Potter, so.
So
I'm the worst person to
Harry
ask.
Potter?
No. I watched the first one at my childminder's house. That was about it.
Well, we can.
You don't like Harry Potter?
And you can choose.
So I like to think I'm in Gryffindor, but I did a test and it was like 50% Gryffindor, and then what was it? And Slytherin.
That's a good thing though, like, because it means you're ambitious. You know?
Yeah, but it was weird because I just wanted.
Yeah, I know.
You know when Harry puts the hat on and he's just like, no, not Slytherin. Not
I didn't take.
I was doing
a test, but
not Slytherin, not Slytherin.
Well, to be honest, did you do the official Harry Potter Hogwarts house sorting hat quiz thing on the website?
Online, yeah.
Oh, the official one, like that J.K. Rowling made.
I think I can't remember. My sister was doing it, but she always does that stuff. So she always goes onto the website. She loves Harry Potter. That's why she refuses to watch it with me.
Why does she refuse? What do you do that's so bad?
My family in general refuse to watch movies with me because I will ask number one questions.
Oh, you're that person. Oh, why does he do that? Oh.
No, sometimes my comments aren't even like, oh, why does he do that, or this, that, the other. My comments are like, well, maybe if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have gotten caught. Maybe if you did it like this, then you would have been alright. You know what I mean?
You're bringing in real life situations to a movie.
Yeah, but then also like general knowledge, like
why isn't everyone like that though?
Yeah, they are. They just don't like to admit it.
What, you really gotta sit there, watch a movie, and be like, "Oh, why did it take so long to react?" It's a movie. The whole point is to build suspense.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I don't do it. I don't do it in the cinema. But when, say, if I'm watching something at home, I do be talking to the screen a lot. So
it depends. Like if someone's dying on the screen, usually you wouldn't talk or to the other person next to you. Like I've had like people being like, "Oh wait, what?" Or like just like being like, "Oh." Or just talking about something else, like about the plot, like while someone's dying, and I'm like,
So I literally right. I wouldn't do that if we're in the cinema. When I've gone into the cinema, the only thing I've been told by my family is, don't ask questions and don't laugh when you don't need to laugh. Right? Because I'm someone that laughs at everything.
What's the worst situation you've been in laughing then? I'm intrigued now.
You know what? I don't even know. I think there's too many, and the whole like I can't remember what movie it was. I think it was one of the Marvel movies.
Really?
Right? And we were sitting in the cinema, and then what's his name? Iron Man basically made a comment, and then I, like an idiot, I started laughing, and everyone else is just there like just staring. And then
really, what? Yeah, but he's funny though, isn't it?
Yeah, I love Iron Man.
Even Spider-Man, you know the new kid that plays Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Yeah.
I find it so funny.
Do you like the new Spider-Man?
You know what? I think I do somewhat prefer it to the old one. I think this one, he's
Whoa. Don't destroy the classic now.
Tobey Maguire's lit.
Classic.
He's good.
Don't destroy the classics now.
First of all, right?
I don't think anything will ever beat Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
well, maybe 3, but 1 and 2.
I think first of all, I think it's two different stages as well, right? Where they became Spider-Man. First of all, I feel like he's more of an adult, and this is more of a kid. And the reason why I think with this one, right, the new one, because he's a kid.
He's a uni.
Say that again.
I said he's a uni student. He wasn't really an adult. I mean, yeah, uni's an adult, I guess.
Yeah, but to uni, to me, you're an adult. Do you know what I mean? This kid, he's in high school. He's still dealing with trauma and stuff like that, and how to talk to a girl. And he's very awkward, but that's what I find so funny and so like unique in that. He's sort of trying to deal with his own teenage life, right? And then at the same time, he's trying to deal with saving. And I really liked the first one where relationship with Tony Stark. Do you know what I mean? I personally,
like a father.
Yeah, even in Avengers, the way Tony Stark was with him, I personally loved it because I saw this comical, like, if I was your dad situation, and kids like he's not understanding it, like why he wants to learn it, he wants to be like him, but so I definitely like I find that more sort of funny, lighthearted and appealing, whereas the other one, I'm not gonna lie, I was very young when Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, whatever, right? So I didn't understand it much, but they were still good movies. It was still good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't actually watched them yet. I'm doing a Marvel marathon.
You watched the Spider-Man's? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I grew up to the classics, man. I remember back. I think the first one was like what 2001.
Yeah, 2001. Yeah.
Classic. I remember going to cinema with that. That's a classic.
You know, in
Yeah.
2000.
I went to cinema,
that was
I think that's why
that was a
maybe I hold
blockbuster thing
it.
for me.
That was a what?
A blockbuster.
Well, that was big, man. I remember queuing up for the tickets. Man. Yeah, them times. Hey, Spider-Man. Classics, man. New guy. I can't remember his name. It wasn't that good, to be fair.
Can I ask
They
something?
tried
Is anyone else seeing
to
Sharif break up?
recreate. Yeah, go on.
Is anyone else noticing that? Or is that just me? Sharif
Sorry,
screaming.
you broke up, so I didn't hear what you said.
Oh,
Who, me?
so I'm the one that's breaking up, not Sharif.
No,
No,
Sharif's
no,
breaking
Yeah, you're
up
breaking
on
up
mine.
a lot.
Firahs was.
Oh, okay. Forgotten, guys.
A
What,
second
am I
ago,
breaking up?
a second ago, it said you're low bandwidth as well. So
What, am I cool?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Everything's fine now.
Yeah.
But like before, it was
it's on
breaking.
and off. It's on and off, but
I could figure out what you were saying anyway.
Well, I'm saying I'm the hottest in the streets right now. But
I heard that.
but no, Janetta, you were saying you're on a Marvel marathon. So what have you been watching so far?
Well, I've watched Captain America, which I love. I've watched Iron Man, the Hulk, Thor, Avengers, the first one, Captain America 2. I watched that last night. I also Iron Man 2, Thor 2. I think that's it so far. But yeah, I'm excited for the next one tonight. We've been doing it almost every night. Yeah.
What do you? Also, you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, have you?
No, I have not.
All right. So basically, what happens is.
Do you know why? Because when Sidra was talking about the relationship between Spider-Man and
Yeah, I
Tony Stark,
heard that, but I'm trying to.
I almost spilled the beans. I was about to be like, "Yo, when this happened,"
It's okay. I'm trying to
I'm
make
so
myself
happy
forget
I
that. I'm just
asked
not
them.
focusing on it, you know. I didn't want to stop the conversation because it was.
Yeah, but no. What's made you get into the Marvel movies now, and why so late? Why is it taking you so long to get into it?
Well, I've always wanted to watch them because I actually watched Captain America a long time ago, with one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And most of my friends are really big Marvel fans, and to be honest, I didn't used to know the difference between DC and Marvel. Now I do know. Now I do know. I mean, I think I've always known, but I didn't know like which film belonged to which. But now I see the difference. And what I haven't watched that many DC films. I have watched Deadpool and others, and I loved that. But like, yeah, they're really both good in their own ways. I really like how Marvel has like very unique kind of heroes. Yeah, like very relatable.
DC's.
But they have so many like different heroes.
DC's good. Bro.
Like DC and Marvel that aren't even in the movie. Like, what's his name? The one that can run really fast, like
Flash.
Flash. Yeah. And then they've got, is it Luke Cage? No.
No, Luke Cage
I guess
is
we should go on
Marvel.
a DC marathon too.
The one that can run.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, isn't it? Like
Luke Cage is Marvel, babe.
And Marvel have so many different other superheroes, like mini superheroes compared to like the big ones that you know. But I started watching Supergirl and I started watching Flash, and they were really good. Aren't they both DC? Or they both was one?
Yeah, DC.
Yeah, that's DC.
What season did you get up to on the Flash?
Season 2.
I'm on season like 5. I haven't touched it for like a year now.
I haven't touched it in time. I don't even remember if I was on season 2 or 3. I don't even remember, man. To be honest.
Yeah.
Supergirl, I'm on season 3.
I think I'm
You
on
guys
also
like anime as well?
5.
Contrary to popular belief, no. The only ones I've watched is Dragon Ball Z and Beyblade. I didn't even watch Pokemon.
Wow, you didn't watch Pokemon?
Nah, I didn't watch Pokemon. I didn't play Pokemon. I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh. I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh.
You didn't play Pokemon? fam, what shitty childhood did you have?
Better one than you.
Oh, we didn't go into school searching for the latest Pikachu card. That was legendary state. I'm even wearing yellow. Come on, man. Come on.
Here we go.
Oh, Pikachu's adorable.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few animes, but I always watch it with my sister.
Oh,
So it's
Wow, you watch? I didn't even know you even knew what anime was. Really, you watch anime?
Man, I'm gonna punch
The
him.
funny thing is, I've gone to Comic Con so many times as well. It's like...
well, mine is Comic Con as well. So.
But I'm usually there
What do you
for
guys
the
think of
video
Comic-Con?
game section, though. Oh, it's lit, man. But because I used to go twice a year, it was almost like the same thing. So I was like, I'll give it a break for a while. So I haven't been in like 2 years.
Sorry, Sidra, you were saying that like you
Okay,
watch
well, you planning to go back?
So say that again.
You said that you watch anime with your sister. That's so sweet.
Yeah, I do. She went. I think nowadays teenagers go through this stage, you know. Well, when they're younger, they just become so obsessed with anime and they watch all sorts of anime. And some of them, I'm just like, I don't think that's appropriate, really.
I've watched it. Yeah.
Like,
Well,
but huh?
No, go.
Keep going.
So yeah, so she, just some of the stuff that she was watching, and I think with kids these days, anime is like a massive thing. I feel like it's bigger than what it was. You know, when we were younger, we just looked at it as like cartoons. I didn't know I was watching anime. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was just watching a cartoon. But I think now it's more becoming established that this is anime.
Yep.
And this is what a cartoon is. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even like the cartoons nowadays. Like the way they've sort of made them to 3D, and it's just not. It's just not right. But yeah, I've seen like Death Note. I've seen. Yeah, I've seen. Oh, I can't. There's one with.
Really out here.
I don't know what it's called.
Really are, yeah.
Volleyball's like player.
Oh, I know which one you mean. I haven't watched it, but I know that
Yeah,
the boys that all play volleyball and everyone
Yeah, I was obsessed with volleyball. I watched the anime movie, the one where the dad's a wolf or something, and then the kids have to sort of either choose, and the mother's living by herself and she's trying to take care of the two kids, and she's trying to control them, and she thinks that the daughter will be the one to sort of, you know, go down that path, but it turns out to be the son who goes down that path, but she's trying to give them a normal life.
You ever watch Ghost in the Shower?
Ghost in the Shower?
Yeah,
No.
the movie.
Unfortunately, no. Is it?
Oh!
I don't know.
It was the one that got remade by what's her name? Was it Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, great actress.
Really?
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
I thought you said Ghost in the Shower, and I was
In the
like,
shower, you know.
Oh wait, it's not shower. What is
No,
it?
it's Shell. Ghost in the Shell.
Ah!
What is this? Shower, you know.
Hey, you did say shower, man. You definitely
I
said
didn't say shower, man.
shower.
I blame it on the connection, man. The connection's bugs.
Definitely said shower. Nah, you definitely said shower, man. I heard shower.
That's gonna be the title of this episode. Ghost in the
Swear to
Shower.
God, I heard shower. I definitely had shower in there, baby.
But yeah, have you watched it then?
Yeah.
The new one or the original? Because I've only watched the original.
Has Cherie frozen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it.
What was
I can
the
hear
Oh,
you.
he's back.
Yeah, he froze for a hot sec.
what
He's
was
still
the
frozen.
original?
The original was an anime.
Yeah, I know.
An anime
I can see.
movie.
Uh,
Came out in 1995.
well, you know, America really does do that.
Oh, it's Japanese, actually.
No, as in they do copy loads
Oh.
of like different things. Like, I think there's a few animes that they remade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I heard the remake sucks anyway, so that's why I didn't bother.
Most remakes aren't
Ghost in the Shell, yeah.
But
Is
I
that what
really like Detective Pikachu. That's good.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I watched that. I can't remember where I watched it though. I think it
It's
was
on
my brother that
that
was watching it.
3 times in the cinema.
Three
really.
times.
My siblings wanted to go a few times. I went with a friend first, and then my family wanted to go, so then I went with them, and then I wanted to go again, and so I went with them.
Yeah,
But they've watched what Detective Pikachu in our house as well many times, and I just be like, okay, I just like, they watch it so many times. But it's
do you know what I could watch multiple times?
what
Frozen.
Roadman?
Frozen.
Oh, Frozen!
Roadman.
Oh my god, yeah, I love Frozen as well.
Frozen. I can watch multiple. I have. Do you know what I started doing?
I said Roadman, you know. I was thinking, what? Yeah.
Yeah. So I started like every time I wanted to watch Frozen, right? Because I felt like I'm too old to watch it. I used to force like my little cousins or my sister to come and watch it. So I'm like, oh, should I put Frozen on? Okay, yeah.
Ah, Sidra.
Got fed up. She used to love Frozen.
What?
I've actually got a massive Olaf teddy bear.
Oh,
Yeah.
so cool.
My number one movie is Inception. I've watched that.
Look.
Oh, it's
That's
so
huge as
adorable.
well. I thought you were gonna. I thought it was gonna be a smaller one. That's huge, man.
Have you watched the second one?
Yeah. Olaf is
Oh, wow.
the most like funniest character in the whole. He is literally the most cutest, and I think I only like Frozen because of Olaf.
I love the actor. Like, have you seen the interviews about Frozen 2? Like they play games and stuff. I just find it so funny.
I haven't seen the interviews, but I just love him. Like the most innocent thing ever when like in the first one at the end, he was like, "Oh yeah, like I want to live under the sun. I want to have picnics. And then he's like, "Are you gonna tell him or am I?" Do you know what I mean? It's funny. Like
Yeah.
you're made out of snow, but I just love him.
Yeah, he's adorable.
That is Joe.
Have you watched the second one though?
Wait, Joe, what was the...
I haven't seen the second one.
What, Frozen?
Well, it's really, really good. Like I loved it so much.
I forgot there was a number 2.
It's a really good story.
Yeah.
I've
It's
heard
alright.
that it's good. My sister went to watch it. I wanted to go watch it with her, but she snaked me. And they all just refuse to watch movies with me now. So I just have to watch them on my own. I don't blame them at all.
Well, if you haven't watched it by the end of quarantine, we can watch it together.
Oh,
It'll be fun. I love Frozen too.
but I don't know when quarantine is gonna end at this rate.
We'll see, I guess. I think the whole country is thinking.
No, but aren't the cinemas are opening up again in like a month or two? There was a story about that.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
Oh, no, but it's not going to be an audio. I'm not talking about.
I get to see.
It's not going to be
Oh yeah, with stricter rules.
cinema though. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Listen, everyone's food because the gym
Yeah,
doesn't open.
you have to sit so far apart and whatnot.
I don't care about the cinema, man. Bring back the gym. That's all.
Yeah, innit? Gym October.
October?
Yeah, October, September, something like that.
Damn.
So you know,
Nah.
they closed. They're the last things to open.
Damn.
Like September, October. That's sad.
What did you say was opening in September, October?
The gyms. Sharif, you need to sort out your connection.
I'm not even going to go to the gym with that.
Have you guys been doing exercise in quarantine?
I have.
I've been going on 20 kilometer walks. That's what I've been doing.
That's good.
I've got like a little mini gym downstairs in my sort of dining area.
Yeah, it's looking like I'll have to end up buying gym equipment at this rate, man. It's like,
You should have done that at the beginning.
nah.
But to be fair, I think now if you buy it, there will be equipment around.
Yeah.
Before the equipment, they were just buying like that. Some of the stuff was going out of stock.
Swear down.
Yeah, I'm sure you could order it. So
Yeah, but Argos especially, right? They were out of stock with when it came to half the workout equipment.
Mad.
I'm talking about weights, treadmill, benches.
Mm.
No, what would I get? Probably like a bench, rowing machine. Probably just a rowing machine, actually.
For
Because
cardio.
there's, yeah, and it uses all the muscle groups as well. So,
Yeah. I
because I used to
remember.
do indoor rowing back in the day,
I I
and that's
remember
all I used to use.
we had to do rowing, and we did competitions, right? Where the person who rows them, like in your group, the person that rows them, like the people that rowed the most, yeah, they basically win or whatever. And I just remember being this fat little chubby kid, yeah, like I could do it, I can do it. And you know what? I actually did really good. I'm not gonna lie. I think because I was competitive, that's where it came from.
Were you talking about the nationals?
At school, yeah,
Okay.
I was to be just
Did you
very
ever did you ever go to the National Junior Rowing
not
Championship?
that much.
All
At the
right.
same time, I was doing discus as well. And boy, I was trying to beat my own record every time. That's how good I was.
Jeez.
But
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
discus is basically getting something heavy and seeing how far you can throw it. So when I say I can catch you if you try and run away from me, believe me, I can catch you. I'll still put you down.
No.
Accuracy and
Didn't catch
distance is
with me, son. You
different.
might be able to catch Joe though.
When you're doing discus, it's not just about distance though. If you get it out of the line, you lose.
So you have to be accurate as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
There's a method to it, you've got to swing your whole body, upper body, you've got to get it working. It was good.
All right, Sidra.
Allegedly.
You can hold a W. Allegedly, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're back.
I need to see the receipt.
I've got my certificate somewhere in my medals, but they, when you're
You
kids,
actually have certificates. Oh, bloody hell.
yeah. I used to compete all the time.
That's so cool. Yeah, I love that.
I still love it when I was younger. I hated doing rounders though.
Oh yeah. It can be fun sometimes, but embarrassing if you hit it wrong.
I still don't know what the difference is between rounders and baseball.
There is no difference other than Americans call it baseball and we call it rounders. Actually, I think there is a slight difference with the way they play it.
Mm-hmm.
But
There
that's
you go. Yeah.
but it's basically the same thing. And Sharif, if you know the difference, please, tell us the difference instead of making that face.
Oh,
that's best slick, isn't it? I like, man.
What did they put? Hey, listen, Zoom did me dirty, man. Why did I become the main screen? That is
you're not the main
I
screen.
hate when Zoom does that, man.
You know what?
I wasn't like.
I don't have like a main screen. I've got everyone on the screen so I can see everyone.
Yeah, if you click gallery view, you can see everyone at the same time. That's fine.
So I can see you.
Oh, I don't even do it like that, I mean, I can see all of you guys at the top, but like, I just have it on myself, innit?
But that's what I'm saying. I see you in it. I see your faces, mate. Just know.
Yeah, I'm looking at Sidra.
Well, what's next, guys? What's the next
I can
topic?
see a little
Yes.
at the back. Yes.
Next
Joe, what's the topic, bro?
That's what I'm
Can we
figuring
start
out.
with
That's what I'm figuring out.
the Twitter employees?
Yeah, that's what, okay. Yeah. So,
But we have a.
do you mind? Wait, let me do it properly. Do you mind?
You're taking.
Okay, first article of the day reads: Twitter just told employees they can work from home permanently. What is? Because I know we discussed this last episode about how the workforce is going to be changing. Well, could potentially change. Yeah, what are your thoughts
I think, yeah. Because, right, Twitter is a whole online platform, right? Essentially, they're managing whatever they're managing. And if they can work from home now,
Yep.
right, the company is technically saving a lot of money when it comes to renting a building
Yep.
to put their, people in. So it makes sense, to be fair. It makes a lot of sense.
I like their headquarters.
Have you been to the headquarters?
Yeah, I've been there twice.
What do I need to do to get on?
Cool.
Just be on YouTube, really. It's not.
That has a story to it. Can you like tell us a bit more about how it happened?
So I was, well, back in my heyday of YouTube, before JMK Studios was born, I was part of this agency that got bought by this. It was an influencer agency that got bought by Twitter, and they had an event,
Mhm.
and they brought over like Vine, like the top dudes from Vine, over from the States. So it was pretty cool. Had a whole day of like panels and networking and stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, sounds fun.
I got myself a gift bag with my Twitter handle on it, but I need to look for that somewhere. I know where it's gone. I need to look for that.
No, because since TikTok, I have not heard anything about Vine.
Vine.
Yeah.
Vine
Vine
ended,
is
didn't it?
not
Vine ended
live.
like
Yeah, Vine died in 2016. But the creators of Vine did create a new app called Byte. BYTE.
Wow.
People don't know about that, but I'm on there.
Why did it
That
die?
didn't last long though.
No, it's still up. It's still up. They released it. They only released it like a couple of months ago.
Oh, it's
I
new.
see.
It's new.
Yeah, yeah. So
Nah.
for those who don't want to support TikTok, jump over to Byte, innit?
Yeah, because I don't want to be supporting TikTok anymore.
Do you guys not have TikTok account?
I have both. I have both.
I've got some.
Joe has like 100 videos on there, bro.
Yeah,
But
man.
that's because you upload
Like I
all
can
your
get
Vine stuff.
like I can get TikTok famous, but I don't know. I think after the whole racism thing.
Wait,
I used to be on there heavy when it was Musically. I used to do live streams on there, have like
Love.
300 people at once on there.
Yeah, I remember Musically. I used to love that, but I think just with the way everyone's behaving on TikTok now, I just feel like it's given them a sort of be open to sort of be racist, not even to other races, but to their own race as well. And it's just like, if you don't respect your own race, you can't complain when someone else is calling you a curry muncher or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
horrible.
Because you're calling yourself a curry muncher, basically. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. TikTok is an unfortunate platform because it's a cool platform. But that racism stuff is weird. I don't even get it.
Yeah, how do they not have a report? How do they not have a report button?
I don't know, man.
exactly.
Because
Report button.
we had this issue. We had the same issue with YouTube, but then essentially now they just demonetize videos. You no longer make money from your content.
Yeah.
But TikTok just allows anything, really. You know, it's a bit weird.
Oh, back in the day on the front page of YouTube.
But now, talking about
Back in the day on the front page of YouTube, it used to be wild sometimes, man.
Yeah.
It used to be wild.
I haven't been on TikTok for a while, but when I was, I found it fun because it has lots of LGBT content and like jokes that I find relatable and others. And
Yeah, no, even me, like I when I was on it and when I was using it, I loved it. I still do technically love the app.
I think we used it for like 2 days, but she's talking like she had a TikTok for like 6 months.
I had it when it was Musically. Are you not understanding?
Oh no, because you only did like 4 videos, isn't it?
All my all my videos were private.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're one of those.
So you've been making content for that long. What kind of content was you doing on Musically?
I used to think I could sing.
oh,
Swear
Wait,
down.
what? Wait, so you sang on? Wait, what?
Yeah, but you know what? I've come to accept the fact. Yeah, my voice in English just doesn't sound right, but in Punjabi, I think it's all right, mate. I think it's possible.
Okay.
You could
Yeah.
do like a Punjabi TikTok then, like you singing in.
I do that basically.
Yeah.
But this is what I was gonna ask, Janet. Do you know about the racism on TikTok, or the sort of how it's
Actually, I
across,
haven't been on it for a while, but no, I do notice that sometimes like people can be. I feel like since it's grown more popular during quarantine, like almost everyone's got it. Well, before when I was using it, like it was more like the weird kids place where they go, and it was just like povs where people make stories or make jokes. And now that more people are on it, it's become more like,
it's becoming
yeah, I think. But it can still be fun. Like I think it's mainly the people that have made it a little bit negative.
saying that though, I saw a interview with the actual creator of TikTok. And he goes, the reason why I created TikTok is because I made, like, he did it out of fun for people who were unemployed, had nothing to do. He goes, I made it for those kind of people, but I didn't know India was full of them.
Wow, what a sentence.
That's what?
That's what I'm saying. The creator himself is saying things like that.
Oh my god, that's not okay.
Yeah,
That's so mad.
I can't believe more people don't know about this.
that's the thing, because I think everyone's just, it's the same as every other platform, really. So many people are on it that it's sort of being overlooked and this, that, and the other, because they're still having fun. Do you know what I mean? But the underlying issues are still kind of there, like racism and like this and that, etc. Like people think they can do anything on there.
Yeah, like I have seen some inappropriate things, but
Nah, man, bro. TikTok is what I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Because for me, I didn't even care about TikTok until quarantine, really. So, like, I dibbled and dabbled for like a week or so. Downloaded the app because I thought I was going to be as bored as everybody else and make a TikTok video. Then I just never ended up doing so.
oh, you should do it. It's fun.
I've actually deleted the app now, you know.
Oh, you can make one now, like with all of us. Like,
Yeah.
you can do that one.
Does anybody want to?
Do you know that one?
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. Well, like everybody does that same little, that same dog. I swear.
It's because it's simple. That's why.
Yeah, it's simple, isn't it? But now, shout out to TikTok, man. If you're using it, I think that's sick.
The girls that I teach,
but no, I definitely. They love
You should
it.
do your. Do you upload on TikTok, Janelle?
Yeah, I do. Especially with my girlfriend, sometimes we make like big TikToks together.
Oh, yeah.
But like it's useful for me to know the TikTok references, because then when my students are like do you know, like,
yeah.
like I can like do it back. For a long, when I was teaching, actually, one of them found out I had TikTok because, well, I didn't tell them, but they saw me looking at them doing that thing, and I laughed, and and it was obvious that I recognized what they were doing. And so then for like weeks, every lesson they'd be like, "What's your TikTok, miss? What's your TikTok?" And I was like, "I don't have TikTok." Like, yeah, but so it can be funny.
Going back to the whole Twitter thing, though, I think being the platform they are, they can work from home.
I was about to go to a different topic.
Does this mean now? Because this is something I've done. Well, because I work remotely now, but when I was looking for extra work, one question I always asked is there an option to work remotely? And I've declined jobs because they didn't have the option to work remotely. So do you think that sort of thing is going to become more mainstream, where people start to decline. Well, obviously, if you're in a position to do so, people are now gonna decline positions because they don't have the option to work remotely.
Yeah, but that's only if they can afford to. People aren't just going to decline a job because they
Yeah,
want to stay at home.
that's what I asked. That's what I was saying. If they are in a position to do so.
I'm in a position, right, where technically my company can work remotely,
Yeah.
and they should be.
Yeah.
But my boss is the kind of man where he doesn't want to, because he doesn't like the idea of anyone working from home.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm being forced to go into the office, but I'm in a position where I'm thinking to myself, when it comes to health and safety, right, with this whole COVID-19,
Yeah.
I would rather now, if I can, get a job where I can work from home, if I was able to, 100%.
Yeah,
And
I
a
mean,
lot of
I think working from home is interesting.
huh? I said, going online, looking at a lot of jobs, right? It says like in the thingy, currently working remotely, right? Temporarily working remotely due to COVID-19. A lot of jobs say that, like office jobs and stuff. So it baffles me that even, companies in the
Yeah.
same industry are working remotely, like my whole industry is, right? They're working from home because they can, right? It's possible. I know companies that are set up from home. Everyone, all the employees work from home. They just get provided with a laptop, a work laptop and phone. That's all you need, right?
Yep.
But my company is just refusing to do that.
Yeah,
Do you think companies like those will suffer?
I think the reason why he's doing it is because he's trying to make a point, because the funny thing is, before COVID-19, a
Yep.
lot of staff members were working from home. As soon as COVID-19 came about, he was like, I'm not okay with anyone working from home, which was the confusion. So he really he's basically, during this time, he's shown his true colors as a business owner. Do you see what I mean? Like,
Right.
not really.
Oh, an idiot. Alright, cool.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So he's gone from letting people work from.
Are you sure you want to say that on the podcast?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Bro, she's handing in her thing next week anyway, so like, what?
I'm just like, Dave, like, listen, don't
actually,
to me when the manager sees this, like.
and by the time this episode goes out, she's probably bounced already, like.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're leaving anyway.
Yeah.
Let's pray that I can leave.
Right.
I just think this whole. So I was having a conversation with Joe about this earlier. I actually generally believe more companies will be willing to allow people to work from home. But you also got to remember, people are forced to work from home. So if you have an office, they might not be as lazy, but because people technically can't go outside, or if they do go outside, it's to go shopping or wherever. So people are forced to do something at home. I think it's interesting to see if companies were to give the option of working from home. I mean, Twitter is doing it, to see how people react. Because now you can go, if you're working from home, now you can go see your friend and then go to the coffee shop and do this. People might start taking liberties and, work a lot less harder. You know what I mean?
There are people that would prefer to be in the office because, for example, I have a friend, she works, she's an accountant, right? And just, yesterday she was messaging me and she was very frustrated. I was like, why are you feeling so frustrated? You're working from home, you're doing your normal hours, you're doing your same job. She goes, I feel like there's more to do because I'm at home. At work, in the office, it's easier to delegate. It's more easy to communicate with different departments and this, that, the other.
Okay.
At home, you've got to wait for on so-and-so's email response, so-and-so to call you back and this and that. And it just turns out to the extent where you just think, this isn't my job, but I'm just going to do it because it's easier for me to do it than sort of delegate it. And that automatically feels like a hell of a lot of work piled on top of your work. So I think it gets to a point as well of frustration for some people. They'd rather be in a position where they go work, right, bang out their 8 hours, then come home and then live their personal life.
I think if you're working at home, I mean, of people in the office if they were working at home, like they might get delegated like a lot of more work, like you said, actually, like because people will be like, oh, you're at home, you can do it, you're not going to and fro, and then maybe your whole day might be ate up by work. But I think they might take that into account. It depends on the companies, I guess.
Yeah.
With Twitter, you know how it said it would permanently be letting their employees work from home. Well, when I read the article, I think they said till the end of 2020. Because like I think it is nice sometimes, you know, to be in an office with your colleagues and like have that connection, and I think that's really lovely. Obviously, it's best to focus on safety right now, so it's good that they're not that they're working remotely. But I think after 2020, there should maybe be an option of them working there as well, because
I think in the larger scheme of things, I think somewhere like Twitter, to be honest with you, with the amount of different departments and different roles and this, that, the other, that it would take to run such a massive company, it doesn't make sense for them to forever be working at home.
Yeah,
it wouldn't work out the best.
I think it's interesting you say that, but I think companies now have established that they don't actually need to be together as frequent. I think if you look at companies that have very big offices, they can now be like, okay, cool, we might as well just rent the other half to another business and then keep the half of the people that want to come in or potentially having group meetings or etc. Because prior to quarantine, working at home wasn't a thing. I mean, I was on when I had to call in BT to upgrade my broadband. I was talking to the lady. She was just at home, like chilling. I was like, "Wait, I'm talking to you from home." She goes, "Yeah, we're just at home. We don't even go into the office anymore." So I was asking her, like, "What would you rather just stay at home?" And she goes, "Yeah, this is great. All I got to do is answer the phone, do a few bits and bobs on the laptop. Like, why am I going to the office to do that when we now are doing it at home?" Because BT was able to just purchase everybody a laptop, give them a phone to use
that's
at home,
really
and she's doing that. She doesn't have to go to the call center and just sit in her little cubicle anymore. And you know, they do the meetings on Zoom, which eventually I would assume after the pandemic will become, you know, a meeting more face to face, or everybody goes into the office once a week or twice a week.
yeah.
I do think the only thing that you miss is kind of like that colleague interaction because, you know, let's be honest, a lot of people that do a 9 to 5 don't see their friends often, or you know, some of them may just feel lonely, and just that colleague interaction is that period where they actually are talking to other people or you know ranting about their life or etc. So it could almost, especially for some people if they have you know mental health, that could affect them a lot because some people need that kind of like talking to somebody else rather than at home every day or if they live by themselves. So
My mental
the
health
mental
music
health
video
aspect.
out now.
Oh.
Link in bio.
Yeah, Janetta was actually starring in that. I just forgot about that.
That's how we met.
That's exactly how we met. How about Sidra, you know a lot about like the mental health aspects of working from home. Like, what do you think of that? Do you think it can have an effect on people if there are, let's say, a company like Twitter who says permanently at
I read
home?
an article, right?
I'm just gonna mute myself whilst I finish my food, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
I read an article. It was a study to say, right, basically, and it was a lot of health professionals that said that people with mental health, they need a routine in order to function, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I think they also mentioned that, you know, if you don't suffer from anything like depression or anxiety, right, then it's, you know, what I find so funny is watching Joe eat his burger.
The way he muted himself just to eat a burger, you know, he's serious.
Like what I'm saying is that in that sense, right, because they said that, for example, right, if you're someone that doesn't suffer from any sort of mental health, then you actually don't need to have breakfast, right? You can just have lunch, dinner, whatever, right? But people that rely a lot on breakfast, right, it's because they need that routine. So they shouldn't skip breakfast because it helps them, right? Because you know, when you're hungry, for example, it's a lot of you're hungry, you're getting frustrated with everything around you, you're, you know, getting irritated. If you're someone that doesn't suffer from like a lot, like any mental health or any issues or anything like that, then in a sense, say you've missed breakfast, right? Yeah, you'll be a bit irritated or whatever, but you won't take it personally. You'll just be like, all right, I'll just eat whatever at lunch. But if
Yeah.
you know, can you imagine like someone who's suffering from with anxiety or depression, and they've not had breakfast, and then they're just like sitting there, like, you know, their emotions are heightened. That's another thing as well. You need to remember their emotions are heightened as well. But I think
Yeah.
in an aspect where they're working from home, it could cause a bit more, I guess, like issues for them, in the sense that there's no interaction. If they feel like they don't know what they're doing, then the anxiety will go up, because they don't know, they're not getting that interaction from their bosses or whatever, saying, okay, you need to do this, or, you know, you're doing this is good, or that's they're probably sitting there like confused, or what do I do next, or stuff like that, you know. Not saying that some people with mental health, you know, aren't, you know, they do have the capability of just getting on with it, but then it will be like looking at like a four-wall situation, and that sort of feeling trapped, because in effect that's what quarantine has done to everyone. It's made them feel very trapped, right? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that could affect them. Whereas if they're going to an office, they've got a routine. They're waking up, you know, going to the office, then they come back home, and they've managed to
Yeah.
separate work from home. But in some cases with mental health, it becomes difficult, and that's where it becomes a problem, is when
Yeah.
they can't separate them, and that's where you get people breaking down at work and having, you know, situations at work that have happened because they've not kept it separate. Do you see what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
how I
Yeah.
personally
Yeah.
see it having
Yeah.
an effect.
I, I think that like everyone should, even if they haven't been like suffering with a huge case of depression or anything, I think everyone should look after their mental health, because I think everyone can be affected. Um, like yeah, some are more susceptible than others, but I think it's good for everyone to like make themselves like, I mean, everyone knows their body best, but like to, you know, keep doing things that makes them happy, or like routine, like if that makes them happy. Um, like, you know, you mentioned that sometimes they, you know, they get frustrated or hungry because they don't eat. I think even if someone's not hungry, sometimes they should also
Yeah.
eat, because pressure can make you
I use
have
that
more
as an
hunger.
example, as
Yeah.
a study that was shown that they require a routine
Mm-hmm.
to suffer from
Yeah.
mental health. Either way, everyone, like you said, everyone should be looking after themselves, and they do, and, you know, etc. But it's just that sort of process of routine that technically that element will be taken away if they're permanently asked to work from home. Then
That's
it's,
true.
Yeah.
yeah, that's sort of where they won't, it may get to a case where some people may not be able to differentiate between what's work and what's home.
Yeah, that's true. What kind of routines have you guys been having, like that help you keep sane, or like make you like more energized or whatever?
I don't.
I
I
mean,
think the only constant I've had is I have coffee as soon as I wake up. Everything else, nothing's routine. Not even my bedtime's routine, man.
How about you
uh,
guys?
yeah, I just run every day, to be honest. When I wake up in the morning, I go for a run, between 6 and 9 a.m.
Oh, that's so nice.
And yeah, a good an hour and a half run. So I do that every morning. But that's like the only routine in terms of like doing work or anything like that. I kind of just do it when I feel like doing it. I don't
Always.
really have a time slot for doing any of that. But I feel like going for a run just allows me to go outside, and it kind of like just gives me a bit more energy in it, because obviously exercise always makes you feel good.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, because at the beginning of quarantine, I was starting to feel really lazy. I mean, I'm big anyway, so imagine like being big and extra lazy. So I kind of needed that running period to just kind of allow me to wake up early, not sleep till like 5 p.m., And yeah, the running really helps, and obviously it makes you eat better as well if you're running, because you
It's
know
true.
when you're exercising, you psychologically tell yourself, right, I can't just go running and then go order like KFC or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, it's definitely helped me to stay more energized. I'll say that. Yeah.
Mm.
What
With
about you?
with
Yeah, say
me,
just talk about anyone, isn't it?
with me, I think the only routine thing is because it's Ramadan right now. Before Ramadan, I was when quarantine started, I was waking up, I was eating breakfast, then I was doing my work, and then I was by the evening, I was working out, and then I'd sort of, then in the evening, I'll chill. But now during Ramadan, it's like I'll wake up at like 2, 3, and then I'll chill for a bit, and then I'll wait, and then I'll go make food around like 7, 8, and then after I've eaten, I'll work out, and then I don't sleep until like 5. And during that time, I'll do some work. That's basically it.
Yeah, as long as you're
Yeah.
enjoying yourself, like.
I'm not enjoying myself at all.
Oh.
That went south quick.
Maybe tonight you can start going to bed earlier. Like try to.
Yeah, you know what? I think everyone would be enjoying
Mm.
themselves more had they had, if there was an option to actually sort of go out and do things like go shopping, do stuff like that. You know, like I'm not talking about Asda because that's all I've seen. But I'm saying, you know, if I think if everything else, if life was technically normal and we were all just getting to work from home, then I don't think anyone would have any complaint or any frustration at all. But it's because we can't do that stuff as well.
Mm.
That sort of
Yeah.
like that's causing the whole repetitive sort of, you know, this, that, the other. Before it was like Monday to Friday you work, you know, Monday to Friday you go work in the morning, in the evening you finish, you go to the gym, then you know you go home, you chill, and then on the weekends you go out, you do shopping, you chill with friends, etc. I think people were, you know, that was okay, but now it's just like you're home every day is the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Janetta, what do you do?
for routine, well, it's not that consistent, but like I try to me and my family try to try to exercise together. Like at first, I was kind of leading it and being like, "Come on, mom, keep going, 1, 2." But now, like we just follow someone on the TV, like on YouTube. Like we go on
Yeah.
YouTube TV. So that's been fun. Like
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
done it
yeah.
more consistently. Uh, but I still have seen progress. Like I'm super happy because like before quarantine, I've always wanted to have time to myself to do things because I always felt like I never had
Mm,
enough time.
Mm.
Um, and now like
mm,
I got to focus on my flexibility, and I can like I felt like I'm just like before quarantine, I didn't feel that happy with my flexibility. Like I wanted to do more. I wanted to be stronger, and now
yeah,
I feel stronger. Like I can feel my abs. Like they're not visible, but I can feel them,
yeah,
and I can like
yeah,
just do stretches that I could do when I was 10. So I'm a lot happier, and I'm gonna keep going on that. Aside from that, I've been watching lots of like movies with my like in the evening. I think we have a routine where we would like sit down with my family, usually my siblings, because my dad and mom would be working. Um, oh, my girlfriend's also with us actually right now because
Oh, that's nice.
she's Portuguese and we're kind of inseparable. Um, the reason I say that she's Portuguese is because her family's in Portugal.
Ah,
So
okay.
she has a rented place here, but she's by herself. So
mm,
like, and we're kind of inseparable. Like we're always together. Like we're always together at her house or at my house. So like, it just makes sense for her to
mm.
stay here, and my family are supportive on that. So
That's nice.
No,
yeah.
that's
That's really,
nice, man.
I wish I could say I was in that situation. But
Yeah.
Alright.
I
Do you
think
have
Alright,
a
Sidra.
partner?
that's, that's the thing.
Actually, you know
Such was
the
the
love
relationship.
that I'm
Yeah.
telling you about.
I don't
Uh,
even want a relationship.
what did you say?
Huh?
Yeah, what do you say?
Who, me?
Yeah.
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 Oh, I said I don't even want a relationship. I just want
Oh,
someone.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Are you- That's what they all
Well,
say. Sidra, you're lying. We all know if Mr. Right came knocking on your door right now, you're holding him.
Mr. Right, Sharif, yeah. Be
My science
honest.
teacher was
I
called
thought you
Mr.
said
Right.
Mr. Rat.
Be honest. How? Listen, yeah. Everyone I think that knows me knows I've got some sort of commitment, like thing. Like I would like someone. I would like them. Everything. But
But
before, I'll be like, oh yeah, marriage. Da, da, da. But when it comes down to, I'm like, yeah, I just can't do it.
Yeah, but you're just scared of commitment, though. That's not.
sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. I don't
Listen,
think necessarily it's a you problem. No, sorry, I didn't mean that as in like. I meant as in like maybe you just haven't found the right person. Like I was also
Yeah.
kind of not against, but I wasn't really interested in relationships before meeting my girlfriend. Like I had been in a few, but it was just very short term, and I didn't see them lasting. But and I was just, I didn't, I imagined myself as that single mom that
yeah.
would travel with her friends. Like I didn't think I'd get, like I didn't really know. Like everyone always expects that they'd get married, but I wasn't sure. But then when I found the right person, like the person that I know I want to spend the rest of my life with, like it kind of makes sense. Like so
That's my
just live your
question.
life and do whatever you want, and I think they'll come.
That's my question. How do you know? Because that's what I'm that's my issue that I don't know. So I'm just like,
You just
I
know. It's just one of those ones, isn't it? It's
marry
like,
you, and tomorrow the perfect person will
Joe
come.
definitely found his one in it. Colombia, that.
we ain't even speaking about that though.
Maybe
Like,
you also
like,
need to make yourself for that person.
Say that again.
Like maybe I would say like if I had been in a relationship like 3 years ago, I think I would have been like I just wouldn't have been that like good of
You
a
can cut that
person
out
and
still.
happy or whatever. Like I think when we like focus on ourselves and
why trying to make
forget
jokes
about
for us?
other people and just like focus on what like grow ourselves up, because what's attractive to other people is seeing someone with a goal or like a drive, a passion, instead of someone waiting
Yeah,
for someone
I
else.
think that's my main focus now. Anyway, I think I just want to focus on building, you know, my business and sort of work and stuff. And I think one thing I have to say during this quarantine that I really sort of I'm happy with is where before that I was struggling with going like working out and getting back into it. I think this whole quarantine I've really been on it. Like I've actually been sort of making more of an effort. I've even got a bet with Sharif, which either way, in his case, he's winning.
Which
What have you
That
is
got? Win
might
£100.
what's the
100.
what are the conditions of this competition?
So basically, if I can lose some weight, right, which by the way for me is very difficult, because I have polycystic
Yeah.
ovaries. But if I can lose weight within it's June, the end date's June, right?
Mhm.
So if I basically not lost any
Yeah,
weight,
end of
then
June.
I give Sharif £100. But if I do, Joe, aren't you part
Yeah.
of it? I take you for dinner as well.
Am I part of it? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know, but you might as well have a free food. You know what I'm
Since you offer, I mean, shoot.
Basically, either way, yeah, it's a win-win situation. But Sharif can't sort of just sit there. He's supposed to be motivating me.
Well, he's been running as
Yeah.
well, hasn't he? So
I'm saying,
He
man.
has been. He's been saying, "Oh, how's the diet going? Oh, how's the workouts going?" So yeah, he's been doing his bit. But that's it.
Yeah. It's funny that we even went into relationships because might as well just tell the story. We can go back into relationship. But a woman by the name of Desiree Mitchell came out and said, women should be financially taken care of in a relationship. Your woman shouldn't have to worry about paying a damn thing. If you cannot afford to take care of a woman completely, don't date or pursue a woman until you can. The woman is the prize. Pay for it.
In
Now,
capital
obviously, I
letters.
know. Yeah, I know in capital letters as well. You know. Obviously, I know Janetta is in a lesbian relationship, so I thought that'd be interesting to know how kind of that works for you. But let me just slap my opinion on this. It's
okay.
2020. not 1455. I don't need a housewife every day. And like,
In low saying it's
I
2020.
mean, honestly, yeah, but honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I look at it like this, yeah. I
Mm.
understand that back in the day, women weren't they weren't equal to a man. So
They didn't have the
saying this 100 years ago, I probably would have been like, yeah, it makes sense. Women don't get paid the same, or they probably still don't today, anyways. But in terms of like, how can a woman fight so hard for equal rights, and then this will be the thing? What happened to women power? You know, we have female empowerment movements. We have all of these things in place where a woman wants to be equal to men, and then you'll just get like a weird statement like women shouldn't worry about money, the man should have it, they should stay at home cooking and clean. It just sounds backwards to me.
It
And
does.
to me personally, um, like I love a woman that's doing something in general. I don't know if I could just have a woman unless we have kids and she has to stay at home. Okay, cool. I mean, if she was earning more money than me anyways, I would happily stay at home and take a step back and let her go do her thing. You know, it works
Mm.
vice versa. But if we're just in a relationship, it will be a bit weird if we lived in an apartment, especially with prices in London. And let's say I'm in Sainsbury's, and then my woman is like, "Yeah, you go get the money. I stay at home, and I'm coming home with £1,200 a month." How am I even like? That doesn't make any sense. To say that you can't have a woman if you can't pay for two people, just doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
why am I feeding her like she's my child? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. What are you guys' views on this woman, man? I mean, Desiree Mitchell, man. I think you might need to go find a sugar daddy if you want that. But
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
seekingarrangements.com. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I love like that we've become so much more equal now these days, and there's so much more respect to women. Like I
Yeah,
love what you were saying about how you would be happily stay at home and your like wife or fiance girlfriend could go to work. Like I think that's really beautiful, and like it shows you're super open-minded. um for the quote that she was saying, I don't agree. I can see why she's saying that. It's more that she just wants to be taken care of personally. That, but like, I don't think
yeah.
that it should apply to everyone. Um, like,
Mm,
I when I once upon a time when I dated men, a while ago, like I have gone on a date before, like where I
yeah,
you know we're students, so like I
yeah.
paid before. I've paid for things, like it's like, it hasn't just been equal, like 50-50. Like I've paid for things, and I don't see that as a
Oh, really?
problem, like um because like in the end of the day, like this is like we were just both students, and I saw the other person as my equal, like, and I wanted to take care of them. To be honest, that
Yeah.
person became my friend now, like so but
That
yeah,
hot
like
friend zone right there. Damn.
but
I said friend zone, you know. I was waiting
it's
for someone
just
to say it.
I think, like, and now in a lesbian relationship, for example, it's kind of the
Yeah,
same. Like you're both just human beings, both just people. If someone wants to be taken care of, and like someone wants to take care of the other person, let's say like two people go on a date, and one of them's a man, one of them's a woman, and
yeah.
the man just happens to want to pay for the woman, like he just wants to, like he wants to take care of her. That's okay.
Mm.
If it's the other way around, if the woman wants to take care of the
Yeah,
man,
that's
that's
cool.
also
That's
okay.
cool.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
I think
That's
it's
perfectly
just
fine.
like there shouldn't be any rules to it. I don't think people should expect people to pay for them. Um, like I
I
just
mean, to
think
say a woman is the prize is a bit. What? So
Sharif,
are
can I
men
ask you
just
a
not that
question?
good?
Can I
Yeah.
ask you a question? If a woman
Mm.
asks you on a date, right, do you
Right.
expect her to pay or are you gonna pay?
Well, that's a good question. I wouldn't mind paying, but if I didn't make the plan, I wouldn't want her to look at me at the end of the day like, "Are you paying?" I would rather just offer to pay, but not be demanded to pay.
yeah,
Because
no, that's
if
different.
she planned, If she planned the whole thing and then because I've actually been in a situation where a girl plans the whole thing, I get there, she goes, my purse is at home, and I'm just like,
here we go.
Oh my god.
I didn't even ask to be here, and and she took me to an expensive restaurant, and it was some Gordon Ramsay crap as well. I think I dropped like £80. She was getting the drinks for it, and because I thought she was paying for it,
That's an
I'm like, oh, we're getting the wines in. Yes, and then I start ordering wines. She's ordering wines. We're eating good.
Damn.
And then I ended up paying for something I didn't even plan to do. But no, of course I would pay for it. Of course I would pay for it. But I don't want to be forced to pay for it.
I just assume I'm always paying for it anyway.
Though, I think. Yeah, that's the thing, though, really, isn't it? Like, we as men have been put in a position where we're almost told if we don't pay, we're shitholes. To be fair, because of the stigma, really, it's very rare. Like, I remember my ex-girlfriend; she used to pay for stuff. We paid for stuff. We went halves on stuff. But you don't find a lot of girls that want to go halves on stuff. Like even when Janetta was saying that she wasn't gonna date and she paid. I mean, that's surprising to me. I've only ever had one girl that was willing to pay for dinner, and that was my ex-girlfriend. Everybody else kind of just expected me to pay.
That's because you live in South, innit?
Like my birthday.
That's because you're in South still.
Why is it gotta be a Southie?
Because like like no one should have to give that that money. Like like some people don't understand like how like money actually like it's difficult to get by, like, and I don't want to force someone to take their money out of their pocket that they've earned and then spend
I personally think what that woman said was stupid, right? I also I truly believe this, the whole feminist sort of scene, right? I feel like there's some women who claim to be I don't know if I should say this, I feel like
I'm a feminist.
No, you know what? Okay, look, I see it like this, right? With feminists, right, feminism as a whole is women fighting for rights and independence and, stuff like that. Now, we're in 2020, like Sharif likes to say, and we're on a platform where we've got our independence now. Now that we have it, we're like...
Would you say you have independence like that?
No, in a sense, I personally think when it comes down to it, right, the way I see it and my independence, I always look at it from an Islamic point of view. Never from... Never do I look at me having my independence sort of from a Western point of view. From a Western point of view, I feel like what they have come to sort of see now, what women have been fighting for many years, Islam in a sense has given that to women from day one. If you're married, right, you're married to a man, right, he initially is the breadwinner of the family. He is there to sort of take care of you, provide for the family, but there's no restrictions on you as a woman to go out and work. What you then choose to do with your money, right, is up to you as a female, right? You have a right to either share that money with your husband or have that for yourself for your personal, personal stuff or whatever you want to do with it, right? So initially, whenever I look at a woman having her independence, I always look at, I've got my independence through like my religion and what my beliefs are in terms of my religion and the status it gives to a woman, right? People who aren't educated on the religion won't look at it like that, or they won't understand it in that sense. But when I come to sort of the Western world, right, I just see all these women wanting to be called feminists and believing in women, being independent and believe that they don't believe in men, this, that, the other, etc. Yet they want them to pay for everything, and yet they want to be treated every day by a man. They want that sort of, here's a present. I've seen even friends going, if their man isn't sort of giving them that, right? That's sort of, a gift or or money or paying for it, they're like, see you later, like I'm not interested. Personally, right, my last relationship, I paid for everything throughout. Do you know what I mean?
Jeez, holding it down.
I honestly, when I go out, I don't go with the expectation. Like if I go on a date, I don't go with the expectation of, oh yeah, he's gonna pay. I honestly always offer to pay half. You know, oh, we'll split it or we'll pay for whatever, da da da. But then it's, you know, automatically for me is pull out my wallet to sort of pay for it. Now it's up to the man whether or not he sort of says, oh, you know what, like I'm the one who invited you or whatever, like I'll pay, or you know, it's da da da, you know. But once you're in a relationship, that's a whole different story. Your partnership, meaning you both pay, you know, you both give 50%. Yeah, if one wants to treat the other, then the other person will pay. But for me, you know, this whole women need to, you know, men need to pay for women and this, that, the other, then I just think she needs to understand that, you know, she's the kind of woman that's basically saying, I'm happy to sit at home and let a man do everything for me. Because, you know, she shouldn't be out there on the roof shouting, I'm an independent woman, I can do this, I can do that, because technically you can't. You need a man to be doing everything for you in a sense.
Do you think the problem then is that women, not all women obviously, but some women kind of pick and choose when to scream, you know, female empowerment and, you know, I want to be an independent woman because
100%.
Because I come across a lot of women that would tell me I'm an independent woman, I don't need a man, I could do things for myself. As soon as I'm like dating them, I just kind of don't really see it. Like it looks cool on Instagram for 5 minutes, but they don't seem to live by what they're telling me. You know what I mean? They'll be like, I want to work for myself. I get into a relationship, they're like, oh, I want to get a part-time job. You got money, right? Oh yeah, you got an apartment. Like, can I just stay with you? And I'm just like,
whoa.
yeah, I don't mind you staying with me, but like, bro, I ain't gonna pay for myself and then pay for you. You know?
Is this who I think it is, or?
No. Honestly, do you know what I've learned about? You know what I've learned dating wise?
Yep.
Is
Drop game.
When people think you have shit together,
yep.
They just want to hold you and not let go. So me being able to say, look, I can afford my shit, pay my bills on time. Obviously, apartment is nice, it's there. You know, like I got my shit together.
Yep.
I think people just gravitate towards that and assume, oh, he can just look after me because he's got his shit together. Yeah.
What you're saying, Sharif, is in that sense, we forget that we have almost the same as animals, like animal instincts when it comes to settling and mating and things like that. You know,
of course.
Yeah.
We automatically, what's attractive to us, is a stable man as women, right? To me, right?
Yeah.
A stable man, a man who knows what he's doing, right? Or a partner that knows what they're doing, that has things together. Right? In my head, that is very attractive to me. But there's some women that they find that attractive because in their head they're thinking that's life. Like all I need to do is just chill while my man does everything. Whereas for some other women, it's like that man, I know, but if we ever have an issue, he will hold his own. He's not gonna, you know, he's not lazy. I know he's gonna provide for the family. I know he's gonna do what he needs to do to give them. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's what sort of comes down to as well, the animalistic sort of, you know, thing within us to want stability as well.
It's like
I just think girls think my account is better than what it is, but anyways. Now go on, Janelle.
Well, I was just thinking while we were like saying all these things that like I think it also just depends on the kind of people they are. Like I think kind of people would go out with you and they'd want to help you. They'd want to give you money. I think maybe it's not necessarily so much about the rights or the political side, but just the kind of person you might go out with. Like my best friend, she's paid her boyfriend's like rent before, like when he needed it, like and just like, and like I've got another friend that also is just like, they're not rich or anything, they're just while rich is also great, but I'm saying that they're not, that they just wanted to help their, like, I have another friend who's been on dates and she's also paid before, like, for the relationship thing though, like, I completely agree that it's a partnership thing. Like, I just see it as like equal. Like, you're
100%.
both helping each other. You're both helping each other grow. Like, you both want to help each other. Like with my, like, I love to give my girlfriend presents just because I'll see something and I'll be like, oh my god, she'll like it. Like, it's not because like she like anyone's forcing me to. Like, and I think it should just be like that. Like, it's the whole romance aspect, you know. When you put money into it, like when you force people to like have to like abide by some kind of rules, I think that just takes out the magic. Like, imagine, I don't know, Romeo and Juliet. Like, Juliet didn't care about his money or like anything. It was just,
He already got money. That's why.
yeah, she's already got money.
Yeah, that's true actually. I forgot about that.
I don't know, this is completely random, but Jane and Tarzan, like, it's just love, and like it's just about helping each other. And I think that those same human principles should apply to money. Like, people should just help each other. People should just take care of each other. You know?
Saying that though, right? For example, in my sort of last relationship, right? Because I was paying all the time, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like a man in the relationship. And it got really frustrating because I felt like, what are you really here for? Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I just seems
So wait, wasn't he trying to get his money up, or like, was he just broke, or like, what's the situation?
Oh, because what happened, right? So when I met him, completely different situation. He was working full time, you know.
Yeah.
Everything was
Oh,
fine.
so he was paying at first, and then it went to you.
Not even that he was paying, because even then it was like a 50-50, or like, you know, he'd pay, but I'd pay majority, like, you know. So
Right.
it wasn't a problem. But then he decided one day to walk out of his job, and then obviously because by then the sort of relationship was much deeper, where, you know, families knew this, that, the other. It was more of like a serious commitment at that point. I did my best to make sure that I could get him to a position where I'd be thinking about our future. Do you see what I mean? Like, I was trying to get jobs, I was applying for jobs for him, I was doing the test. He'd go for a day, he didn't like it, he'd walk out. He'd go for a week, he didn't like it, he'd walk out.
Yeah, it sounds like a donut to me, man.
Yeah, and
dodged the bullet in that one.
But it got to like now I feel like if I go into a relationship and if I'm having to pay again and again and again, then it's the point of where you're just taking the piss out of me now, because I you know I can do this for you and you want me to do it, right? But it's not like a. But then at the same time, you can't. Like, at what point do you go to your man or your girl like, okay, so I've paid enough for you, now you're gonna pay for me? Like, is that even something? Is that what it comes down to? Is that what you need to say now? Like,
at that point, it isn't. You don't even address the action of paying. You address what is driving that. Like, yo, fix your shit, man. Like, well, what are you looking out for, man?
I did it multiple times, but you know, like Janetta said, it's love. You know, you love someone and you just want to do stuff with them. So I didn't. It didn't. Like, it did. I did feel it, but at the same time, I thought to myself, yeah, but this is a man I love. This is a man I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. You know what I mean? So to me, it was like, I'm not.
The rose-colored glasses, yeah.
To me, it was an investment in my future. It wasn't just me spending money. But now I just feel like I spent money, you know.
It's for a lot of women though. Like, it happened to one of my best friends in her relationship. She also like paid for too many things. Like, at one point, me and my girlfriend, because we're also best friends with her, we were like, what's happening? This is not fair. Like it's like you had to, like, she had to take a loan to pay for something.
Yeah, no, I would.
Whoa.
Alone, you know.
Yeah, I know about them on side.
But this is the thing though, how long can somebody be broke for? Because you hear a lot of women saying, of course, if my man wants to do music and blah 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 blah, I'll support him. But then even listening to Sidra and Janetta saying their best friend is like, how long would you support somebody's career who's just not blowing up. Or,
That's a different conversation now. Because then it's like,
I'm just
yeah.
I'm just
Okay,
changing the
okay,
conversation
yeah.
from somebody who's doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about somebody who is doing something, because you
Okay.
still get the same issues where a
Yeah.
girl goes, he's been a bum for too long, he's selling me dreams. It's like a dreamer. You know what I'm saying? He's I
Yeah.
want to be a chef, but he's not getting anywhere as a chef. Or
Yeah.
how long can you? Because obviously financially, if a
Mm.
guy is trying to do X, Y, and Z, he might have a part-time job. He might have quit his job and gone all in.
Mm.
That's all cute on Instagram, but how long can?
Yeah,
Because
how practical is it? Yeah.
even for me, if I'm dating a girl and she's got her career goals and plan, I think it's different for a man, because you're probably more willing to wait a year or two,
Mm.
because a man is just more prone to being, okay, cool, I'm the man of the house. You want to start your clothing brand, do your thing. I'll give you £5,000 if I can afford it, of course. I'll give you £5,000. Start your brand. I think men are more prone to wait, whereas I feel like for a woman is almost like, I feel like a woman always wants to feel safe, protected by a man. Like, he's here for me if I need him.
Yeah, so
Like even
hand
listening
in hand.
to
'Cause
Sidra speaking, it kind of feels like, no, because usually the man is always the one that makes the woman feel safe. I feel like
yeah, that's
like
why. Yeah,
listening
that's
to
why I
Sidra
said it
speak,
goes hand in
it's
hand.
kind of interesting. Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of interesting, because I'm thinking, yeah.
With what you're saying, yeah, how long can you let a man basically be a bum for when he,
Oh, but it's facts though. It's facts. It's facts though.
Yeah. It's the way she said it, though. I wasn't expecting her to repeat my tone.
This man had a goal. I feel like maybe it would have made me feel more positive, right?
Yeah.
This man had no goal.
Right.
He just knew he didn't want to work
So
for me. So I went through
he didn't want to work
every career option.
Sharif, I saw that. You're like, oh, one of them ones.
You should know the person. You should
Yeah.
be negative about yourself.
No, but listen, this is why, yeah, I went through every career option. I sat there, I did his CV. Yeah.
You're practically his mom at that point, no?
Basically,
Yeah, but you're doing too much. Though. Was he washing his diapers and shit? Like, what the hell?
listen, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It got to a point, yeah, where I literally used to look at him and be like, and I said this to him as well one day. I remember this on the bus. I was sitting with him, and I just looked down. I was like, I don't know if I can be with you. And he just looked at me, and because you have love for the person. And the other thing as well, because I was at uni and I was working like 3 jobs, right?
Yeah.
3 jobs.
I was working 3 jobs.
A round of applause for Sidra.
And I was in full-time uni, so but he felt very intimidated by that. But I never wanted, see, with me, yeah, if I'm in a relationship, right, I want to elevate the person. I don't mind behind the scenes. That person needs to be elevated though. And
jeez,
I tried doing that, but then I learned very quickly. I lost myself in that process, basically. Right? I completely lost myself. So that's why when the relationship ended, I was lost. I was like, wait, who am I again? And then slowly, it's taken me 2-3 years, I think, to get to who I am again. So when he came back in January, I looked at him and I was like, no. You know what I mean? Even though he's doing so much better for himself, yeah, but that's good for him, right? He's doing better for himself, but I don't like, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like when you've experienced that, you'd never go back. When you've experienced a man, who you've done everything for, you've been a bum, right? You've overlooked it, right? Constantly. Okay? You've done everything for the man, and then he's treated you like that. It just you know what I mean? If a man had a goal, like I wanna, and he's got an art that he wants to, if he wanted to be a bloody, musician, or if he wanted to be an actor, or if he wanted to be, someone who started the business from the bottom, right?
Yeah.
100% I would have stood by that person, right? And I would have given everything because in the back of my head, I know he's got a goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One man, I was thinking, well, where is this going? Like,
Mm.
what direction? Because on top of that, like that sort of time, you know, he wanted me to tell my dad as well about him, which I did, and then it was marriage talks and it was this. Like,
Oh.
how can you commit to someone long
Mm.
term? That's why I stayed with him because by then I was thinking of a future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
if a man has a goal, fair enough,
Mm.
right? I
Mm.
think a woman can handle that to an
Yeah.
extent. But then there's some people that just take advantage. There are men out there that literally use women for money. Saying that,
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
I knew someone who got with a mate of mine
Mm.
Yeah.
just because she had money, and then we found out that he had 3, 4 girlfriends, and what he
Damn.
was doing, getting money
Wow.
from them.
Oh, it's
Okay.
horrible. Oh,
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So there are men out there like that. Do you know what I mean?
Mad.
yeah.
Yeah.
In response to your question, um, like I think it depends on like the effort they're putting in. You know,
Right.
like if like someone was like helping at home and trying to help make your life easier and just grateful, if they were grateful and showed kindness and showed that they valued what you were doing, that's different than someone that just expected you to do it,
No.
you know. So if like
Mm.
I don't know, I had a partner that wasn't earning money, but like they wanted, like they had a goal, like but they were still helping, they were still trying to like do things. Like I would help them, I would be there for them, I'd support them, like you know, like the same way.
Yes, other ways you can do that, you know, help someone or sort of show you may not be in a position yet, but you can still show your appreciation. Do you know what I mean? Some
Yeah.
people do that though.
Yeah, or also like even like if they're able to taking some kind of job on the side to help, like if they just value it and just understand. Like I think like a big thing for me in a relationship, like any relationship, is like being able to like I think I don't know how to phrase it, but like it's like a kindness and wiseness, intelligence put together, like that understanding, that empathetic, like comprehension of like someone, just understanding everything someone's doing for you, understanding how they're feeling about it. Like I think that's very important, to understand how much that person's giving, because some people don't get it. Some people just like, you know, just expect it or something, and I don't think I could be with someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
that thing you used to say,
Finances plays an interesting role, doesn't it?
It really does, man.
you know that thing you said about safety, like how girls want to feel
Yeah.
protected. I think it's
Yeah.
true, but I think like I don't know if it's just a lesbian thing, but I think that the other partner wants to feel
Yeah.
protected. Like with my girlfriend, for example, I
Oh,
love
yeah,
to
that's
like
true. Yeah.
cuddle her and say, "Oh, you're so beautiful,"
Yeah.
and like, "Oh, it's okay, I'm here for you," all
Yeah.
things. And then she does the same thing. Like I'll be lying in her lap, and she's like we're just
Yeah.
like we both make each other feel protected, and I think like that would be really
Yeah.
healthy. More like I think most heterosexual relationships do that, but I think if more did,
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
people would
Yeah,
be
as in
happier.
like saying, you know, Janetta, with what you're saying, yeah, Sharif or Joe, right? One of you
Yeah.
guys, if how would you feel if a woman was showing you that sort of affection? Would you feel less like, hang on a second, that's my duty to make sure you're okay, not your sort of like, because I know there's men out there like,
Nah,
I
I'll
don't
just feel
really
more
care, to be
inclined
honest.
to give that back, but not in like a way of, oh, I need to outdo you, but it's like that's lit.
Like if someone gave you a
Yeah,
present,
honestly, I don't care, to be honest. I think if a woman shows her affection for me, whether that's making me feel safe or not, is only a bonus. I mean, I think obviously going into how she was talking about, obviously she's a lesbian and obviously a gay relationship, it kind of eliminates the who's the alpha
yeah,
male
there's no gender role.
position, who's the man in a relationship, who's the woman. So you kind of automatically just do everything's 50-50.
Yeah,
Depending on who you're dating, if you're in a straight relationship, it really depends on the people. Because
yeah,
some people, so a girl might be like, no, you need to be 70%. Some people might say we should be 50%. A girl might be 80%. So it really that's the sad thing with a straight relationship, that you almost have to, like, the fact that it's even a question. Oh, if a woman wants to take care of you, is that weird? Like, that's that ruin your manhood. It's crazy because regardless, first of all, if a woman has more money than you, why does that even matter? You can still take your girl out on dates. Yes, maybe she's a millionaire and maybe you're, I don't know, earning 50 grand a year and she's earning a million a year. But why? Doesn't mean you have to take her out to the bloody Bahamas every weekend, you know? You know what I'm saying? So
It's like
it's 2020 at the end of the day.
Saying that though, you know what I've always felt like, and I've always spoken to women who are earning more than their husbands. I feel like they've always felt like they have to have a constant assurance to their man, like they're being that extra careful with, you know, a man when he's earning X amount, he's very proud and he's always like, yeah, I can take care of my woman, we'll go on this, do that, we'll do that. But women, I've come across women that have been earning way more than their husband, and their husbands, like the woman has always felt like she needs to give some sort of assurance, or she needs to not talk about how much she's earned, or not mention it, or, you know, I've always sort of seen that a bit, and I've come across a lot of women that have had that situation. That's why, you know, in a sense, I've asked, because
I think that's an insecurity issue, though. I honestly think if you're comfortable with yourself and your finances, your partner's finances shouldn't bother you. I believe it bothers you. It bothers a man, I think, more. If they think they can find someone better, which is usually based on finances. It's not even based on themselves anyways. They just assume because she's got more money, she can find somebody with money, you know? And yeah, it kind of really goes down to insecurities, because I've dated a girl with more money than me. So for me, it didn't bother me at all. I mean, she paid for a few days, I paid for a few days. Yeah, her days was probably a bit better than mine, but, you know, she didn't even have to do that. I would have been happily going under. Let's be real. So it didn't bother me at all. At the time, I was with my mum. She had her own apartment, and like, for me, it was cool. Like, I didn't really care. I mean, I wasn't driving either. She was picking me up from. Like, I didn't feel like it was any less equal. It was just she had her shit together and a better job. And at this time, I was working towards my stuff. You know, I was doing a chat and chill. I just got into music. You know, my life wasn't together, I say, but, you know, I was still getting money. So it was like, it was just different positions in the world. Like, I'm cool with it. I would definitely date a girl that gave me more money than me. I don't really care. Like, I still felt like a man. I still felt like I didn't feel like I was any less of a man because my woman just had a better job. You know, everyone's life is different and everybody's positions are different. I think the problem is if you got money and you're just searching for a broke girl to feel good about yourself, then you have too much insecurities. And that's the issue.
My siblings are climbing onto the roof, so I'm just like.
But, like, you know what? Like, let's talk about, like, being a black man. Let's talk about black man in hip hop. A black man is usually meant to have all the money, especially if you're a rapper. All the money, and the girl's broke. That's literally what most black relationships are meant to be, right? What? As soon as when a lot of rappers date another woman with money, you realize they never seem to last that long because of too many issues. Obviously, we've got Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Actually, I'd even look into it that deep.
It's true, because if you look up, a lot of them be dating a stripper that they find in a nightclub or a girl, and you see them. They have a lot of, like, baby mamas and yada yada yada, and then they feel like they're just trying to steal their money. But most black men feel like they need to be up here, and the woman is like here. I just don't get it. Like, it just makes no sense.
Well, to be fair.
Yeah.
The category is more rappers, some rappers than. I would
Black
say
rappers, but even with, like,
it's just childish, isn't it? I think it's just childish, man. Like, how can you live life feeling like you need to be at the top and your partner shouldn't be at the? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And then and then a lot of people wonder why the relationships don't work because you're not treating your relationship as equals. It's almost like you want as soon as the girl that they're with, especially within hip hop, gets a little bit of fame or a little bit of attraction that it wasn't there. Sorry, not attraction, attention that wasn't there. They say things like, "Oh, you're just using me." But then why are you dating a girl that ain't on your level then? Like, if that's how you're gonna feel. So I don't know. I feel like this whole relationship levels and equality it's weird because essentially it's a myth that doesn't sound like it's ever gonna be fixed because at the end of the day, I feel like
Or like
there's
moving
gonna be more
goalposts.
people. Yeah, I just feel like there'll be more people in this world that would rather have more power than the other. And, men love power, which is why in 2020 we're still having the are men and women equal conversation. Men just love power. And unfortunately for women, that's a sad sight, because the headquarters of Apple, there's probably only one woman that's even in the whole corporation. And she probably not even like top 10. She's probably doing the same thing as the guy next to her, but not even earning the same amount. Just 2 years ago, the BBC reports came out for all the presenters. The men was earning upwards to 1.5 million per show, and the woman was on like 200K doing exactly the same show. It makes no sense. So it's sad that men and power is just a thing, and not to be rude as well. A lot of men see women as objects. Someone you can just have sex with. Men will give girl a better role or a position if they do some sexual shit for them. And it's we live in a world where even in relationships or even just looking at the opposite sex, equality just is a myth. I don't really believe there'll be ever a day equality happens. I think we'll get to an extent where as a society we have to accept things. It's even the same with the LGBTQ. Let's be honest. There's so many homophobes out in the street. They're just quiet because it doesn't look good to say things out loud anymore. The Migos are a rap group. When they found out another rapper was gay, the first thing they said was, "I don't fuck with gay people. I don't want nothing to do with that." And then they got a huge backlash. You know what I'm saying? Because they were out speaking
When was
the
this?
LGBT community. It was like 2016. I'll give
Oh,
you
okay.
give you the story.
I don't even know.
And they literally said that it was a double XL as well. I don't know what they were thinking. And they literally said, "We don't fuck with gay people. We don't want them." And then they had a huge backlash. And obviously, LGBTQ came into it. And when you fuck with the LGBTQ, Twitter is crazy. So
yeah.
But think about it. Every rapper, whether you want to like it or not, or people in hip hop are homophobic. Let's just be honest. I've never met, apart from a few, I meet a lot of people because I have obviously Jeffrey, one of my boys. Obviously, he's gay as well. So I remember when he came to my house. As soon as we was having an interview, and they go, "He's gay," they'd be like, "Oh, he's gay," and then they'll come to me like, "Oh, Sharif, like what? Look, I don't want him to like talk to me like that, blah blah." And this would be on my show. Like, can you imagine? We're about to film, and now I'm just sitting here like, this is so awkward. Like, I'm in the middle of recording this show, and the guy is basically homophobic. I don't even want to tell Jeffrey because then Jeffrey's gonna just look at him different. And I'm just here like, this whole interview shit now because now I'm just thinking, I'm just talking to a dickhead. Like, how narrow-minded can you be that in 2020? Someone's sitting in a room with a gay guy.
Sharif, can I ask something? Why was it mentioned that he was gay? Like, what?
Because he was just acting. I don't know how to explain it, but like some gay people are just very flamboyant and open, and that's their thing. So if a lot of like people that aren't into it, they might see that and go, they'll just know he's gay. It wasn't like I went, "Oh no, he's gay." You get what I'm saying? It was they figured out he was gay. They would ask me, and then they'll be like, "I'm uncomfortable with this situation," and it's like for somebody who's just shooting a show. Like, that's the most awkward thing ever because now I have to like make sure Jeffrey's over here, he's over here. It's a talk show on the same couch. Like, it's awkward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously they don't want to tell the world they're homophobic, so they're lying. Like, I remember we had an LGBTQ conversation. I'm not gonna say his name because that's rude. He was a rapper, and because I found out before how uncomfortable he was with Jeffrey. When the topic came up, it was about, two boys holding hands and then they got beaten up for holding hands or whatever.
Yep.
He's literally just sitting here like this, and then he's just lying like, oh yeah, I stand for LGBTQ. And the whole time I'm just looking at him like,
Oh my God.
okay. So when it makes sense for you, now you're gonna be with him. But before we film, in my ear, you're like, can you get? He didn't even want to film the video with him because they thought it would ruin his street cred. Who the fuck cares about your street cred? I couldn't believe it.
Oh my days, bro.
I'm telling you, man. You won't believe what I don't know what this rappers be thinking.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Honestly, I think
no sense.
I think with me, I've always been I've known loads of people. I worked in the fashion industry, so I've known loads of people that are gay or part of that LGBT community, right? But they would never say it because obviously they're Asian, and it's not like, do you know what I mean? And I've always been in a position where some people have always been more vocal about it, like, oh, I don't like that, or this, that, the other, blah, blah. But I've always been like, yeah, you're living your life, I'm living my life, right? We get on, we live in the same world, we do whatever. As long as what you're doing in your life doesn't affect me and what I'm doing in my life doesn't affect you, it doesn't, do you know what I mean? It don't make sense to me why I would need to go out of my way to make you feel uncomfortable or, make you feel a type of way or this, that, the other. And the same way I wouldn't expect you to make me feel the same way about who I am and what I believe in, etc. Do you know what I mean? We have our own opinions, everyone has their own opinion. So it just baffles me when people just feel like they need to behave a certain way. Like, fine, that's not you, that's not what you believe in, whatever, but you move, you get on with it. Do you know what I mean? The other person's entitled to their opinion as well.
The sad thing is though that it's not just about opinions, it's about people's lives. Like, people might say like, oh, okay, you believe in the gays, I don't, or something, but that person like they're just gay, that's just who they are, and it's not so much political, like it's not so much just like opinions that are political and there's no emotions involved. Like, there's experiences of swear words they've probably been called throughout their lives, like family that haven't been supportive, things they've gone through, and then when someone, especially someone that maybe like they respected or whatever, like says something like that, like it's not about opinions anymore, it's about people.
I mean, in a sense where I'm saying like opinions is my opinion when it comes to the LGBT sort of community is that they're living their life, right? I'm living my life. So when someone, and remember, obviously, I'm Muslim as well, right? So my religion comes into it. So with a lot of people who see me, from the religion that may not agree to it, right? They're like, oh, but how can you have friends like that? I'm like, because that's my opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. Do you know what I mean? So in that sense, I mean, like, my opinion is my opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. Everyone's their life and doing their stuff. I know loads of people, right, that have done so many wrong things in life. Do you know what I mean? But put on a fake image for the rest of the world, right? And that's what it comes down to. These people, they just want to make themselves look a certain way, and that's why they behave the way they do. It comes to the same, racism as well, in a sense, right? For example, Islamophobia, right? People don't like Muslims. When I was wearing a headscarf, I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah, I was walking around outside, right? And I felt like at points I was watching my back because I didn't want anyone. It was around, the time of acid attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I was walking around watching my back. Anything I saw weird, I'd feel a type of way about it quickly because I was like, well, someone's going to get acid and just throw it at me. Do you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that, basically. And even though religion and, you know, racism and, you know, the whole sexuality thing is different, but in a sense, the way I look at it is, when it comes to my religion, I don't want to be judged, so I don't expect to be judging anyone else for whatever their beliefs. Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it.
I really do love how you
Yeah.
see it, and how like it's true. People should just like accept it and move on. Like even if people don't agree with each other, they should just, you know, do their own thing. Like, I'm really
Yeah.
sorry though, that like that you were so scared about walking outside. Like
It is what it is. I mean, I think, you know, not just for Muslims, but for Black people as well. You're always sort of watching your back. Do you know what I mean?
Sidra, ain't that your door, fam?
Yeah, someone's at my door, man.
You better hear the knocking.
That was some strange knocking pattern right there.
Yeah, I know, that's how my sister always knocks on the door, you know. Nah, I think what Sidra was saying was true though. I just think, yeah, we live in a world where people are gonna judge regardless anyway. So I think it's like I always say, I think it'll be difficult for all Muslims to be accepted, or gays to be accepted, or gays, lesbians, same thing. Even bro, transgenders. Can you even imagine what they go through? Like, imagine, because I've seen a lot of Catfish episodes. I don't know if you've seen the TV show Catfish, where you know, a guy used to be called Stacy, sorry, a girl used to be called Stacy. She now becomes Michael. She's trying to go on a date. She hides who she's been. Obviously, she's with a woman. Yeah, sorry, he would hide who he is now, and then they'll meet up, and then they'll be like, "Oh, listen, the thing that I was hiding was, you know, I'm a transgender. You know, I used to be a woman. I'm now a male." And then usually it just doesn't go well for them. It works vice versa. If it's a woman to a man, like that in itself is a scary sight, because I can imagine most people in that position would feel like not telling the truth, because you kind of have to build that emotional connection. Some of them do understand, but it's a difficult thing because you still have a man that will look at a transgender girl like, but you know, I'm not gay, so it wouldn't make sense to me, because they're not looking at it as that's a woman. They're looking at it as, well, used to be a man though. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're still kind of seeing that man aspect inside a now woman's body. So I don't know, man. It's a difficult thing. I do hope it changes. But I just don't know. Like, for me, like, even when people talk to me about racism, like, I'm kind of over it. Black Lives Matter, that shit lasted like 2 minutes. Ain't nobody care about it anymore. Like, it's just pointless, to be honest. People are gonna believe what they're gonna believe.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can either try to teach the newer generation, but we was talking about TikTok earlier. The newer generation, it doesn't work. And, you know, it doesn't even help as well, because, you know, a lot of people follow this hip hop thing. We've made the N-word so easily to say that. Why are we crying when then a white person says the N-word? In all your music, you say the N-word, and you're doing it in front of your fans anyway. So to complain when somebody then says it, it's like, you're not exactly teaching them anything different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, using the N-word, but then you've got 100 white girls behind you dancing, and you've got them all around you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. I guess to conclude on this conversation, we've dipped into the whole world at this point.
I know, right?
What was the conversation? Oh, relationships and paying. I guess to conclude, pay for. If you want to pay, you can pay. If you want, you know, if you can be equal, try that. Yeah, man, just be with whoever you want to be with, find the right person, you know, fall in love, make kids, and yeah, have a great life. But I would say with that Desiree comment, personally, I don't really think that a man has to financially cover everything. But hey, if that's what you want to do, go for it. You know what I mean? If you want to be a millionaire and you want to have a housewife, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't think it should be put on a man that he has to do that. I think that's the message I'll put across. You don't have to have all the money in the world. Yeah, shout out to her, man. Shout out to her, man. Do you want to go into the last topic, or you want to leave it? What you man are saying?
I
what was the
don't,
other
I don't,
topic?
I don't mind. Whatever.
Um,
I just wanted to say though that like I appreciate you guys so much. That you're, I have so much respect for you all. Like listening to what you think and your intelligent responses. Like I'm getting to know you all so much more, and like I'm just like it makes my heart warm to know how many like open-minded people exist. And, yeah,
That's so cute.
I just
I
wanted to
appreciate
speak with
that,
my
man.
heart.
That's so nice, man.
No, but
I
it's
should have gotten a shot for us.
nice.
I'm just...
uh,
maybe next time we can physically link up, yeah.
Yeah, we can do it.
But I guess to go into the last story, Tekashi 69 came out, broke a lot of world records. IG Live, he had 2 million people watching him for his comeback. He then released a song which broke the YouTube record for most views in under 24 hours, beating Eminem's Kill Shot. 69 had 43 million to Eminem's 38 million. Um, a lot of people have been talking about views being bought, etc., etc. I mean, I don't really care about that. I guess what
really,
I'm
that's
gonna
a
ask,
speculation.
yeah, that is the speculation. I
Oh,
guess what
hey,
I'm gonna ask
haters,
is,
haters.
in like, forget 6ix9ine for a second, yeah.
Yeah,
But in terms of breaking these type of records, 2 million people at Instagram Live is crazy. I mean, Drake can just about match 500,000, and he's number one in terms of rap in general.
mm.
Adele can rap in about 200,000, and she's like up there in the pop world. You got a lot of people that kind of struggle. It's the story behind 6ix9ine. He used to pretend to be a gangster, went to jail, and then ratted on essentially the whole of his group, which was like the Bloods gangs. Um, do you think the story is bigger than the actual artist, and is that why he's putting in these type of figures? Because to be Eminem in its own is crazy.
Yep.
To have more views than Drake and potentially, all the biggest artists in the world, that in itself is weird. And then to break the Instagram Live, which took Tory Lanez so long to even get there with like almost 10 episodes of quarantine radio,
Yeah.
and that was only 600,000. I mean, do you think we're going to see more people basically doing bullshit to become famous, is what I'm asking.
I believe it in my soul.
Um,
I guess it depends though. Like, is fame what you want, or is it like I don't know. For example, dedicated fans
Yeah.
that like your music and are buying it. Like, it depends what you want, really.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because when I think about 6ix9ine, because he's number one. He's gonna be number one on the Billboard 100. It's kind of working in a weird way. But how long is his movie gonna last? How long will we be interested? Because when you look at it, before he went to jail, he had this kind of gangster persona that worked.
Yep.
He went to jail and did the one thing gangsters don't do, I
Yeah.
guess, and and told on people. He put other people in jail, which obviously gangsters shouldn't be snitching, should we say? Like, are we only interested because it was the first song and it just came out, or do you think he would last? Because you remember that there was a time 3-4 years ago, you had especially within hip hop, you had people doing things just to get views on social media.
Yep.
You can even link that into Jake Paul and Logan Paul, where you just do dumb shit online to get fame, to get spoken about. You even had like white people on live saying the N-word just to get news reported on them so they can have a huge amount of attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's attention seeking in this industry. Is basically, I'm asking, is attention seeking a good strategy, or could it essentially make you lose who you are as a person?
Depends what the outcome you're looking for is. If it's monetary, then I guess yeah, I guess it is a way to come up. If it's legacy, I don't think. No, it's not. It's not the case.
Yeah. Would you say? Yeah, go on.
I think for I definitely think that his story is what's kind of gotten him the attention, right?
Right.
That's definitely played a massive hand in him getting the numbers that he's gotten, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
because even the haters are going to be like, raw, but they're giving him, that attention. They're
Right.
going, they're trying to see who he is and what he's about. And then
Yeah.
obviously he's got his fans, then it's just, and then obviously he's gained new fans as well because he's gotten attention.
Mm,
And they'll be like,
right.
oh, really? Then they've gone investigated and then they realize, oh, I actually like his stuff, and they've become a fan. So I think his stories
Mm,
definitely is what's giving him the numbers. I think
yeah.
people have always been doing the most stupidest, like the most dumbest, stupidest things to just
Mm,
sort of stay relevant. And
yeah.
I've also seen facts like things like in Hollywood itself where people do dumb things because they want to stay relevant. Do you know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
his story is definitely what's gotten him the attention. Otherwise, you know,
Yeah. I mean, Janetta,
it's a shame, isn't
as a musician yourself,
Hmm.
Janetta, what's like important to you? Is it your music or generating fans? I guess. I don't know if that's the right question I'm thinking of, but do you care about more about having like a small group of people that like your music, or a huge group of people that some may like your music, some may just like you because you might look good on Instagram, like just having a load of people on you, but not necessarily for your music? Or would you just want to have a small fan base that love your music?
Well, I would prefer a small fan base that like my music.
Yeah,
But a fear of mine is that like I'll make like good music that I'm proud of, and then it won't be heard. So I do
yeah,
understand those people that like are trying to get attention because they want their craft to be heard.
yeah,
But
yeah,
from there is like it depends on what you want, what you think of yourself, like because there is the possibility to lose yourself in that process.
yeah,
I've always thought that like you to be honest, like there are it's not just me. There's lots of people that it's like a quote in the music business that if you
yeah,
have like 100 people that are dedicated to your music, that will go to your shows, that are like really love it and they'll listen to it because they just love it. If you have 100 dedicated fans, then you can be successful. Like having, for example, followers on Instagram doesn't necessarily mean they're dedicated to your music. It doesn't necessarily mean
yeah,
they're going to come to your shows. So I would prefer having a small dedicated fan base
yeah.
than lots of people that might not, stick around.
I hear that. I follow Cardi B, but I'd never go to her show or anything like that. I just like watching her stuff that she comes out with half the time and the stuff she
Also,
says.
you follow her for the Instagram content, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't go to any of her. Don't get me wrong, I do like her music. I don't mind it. It's something that I do put on in my car. I know the words to her songs, but I'm not dedicated.
Jeez, N words and everything. Yeah, I say no more, Sidra.
This guy is so extra.
I wouldn't if she had a show. I don't care if she had a basically. Like, I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
Like, oh, coming to Wembley, brilliant.
yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean. So it makes sense what Janetta's
yeah,
saying.
I do get the other side, like if you do get attention, then you'll get more people that will go to your like music. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
you'll
course.
get a chance of getting more fans, that more dedicated
Mm,
fans. So like I do get both sides really. It's just different strategies, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. I guess there's a right way and wrong way, and whichever way you do is cool. I think sometimes people forget who their audiences are,
Yeah.
especially if you've got a lot of young kids. And listen, man, don't get me wrong, man. I love 6ix9ine's antics. I always tune into his Instagram lives. But if I had a daughter or a son, would I want them to look at him? No, it sends just the incorrect message. I mean, first of all, he kind of. I think it's the same with most hip hop rap people. Like they sell a persona, whether they are into it or not. But rap is usually obviously I love rap as well, but they kind of portray the violence aspect of it, and that's kind of like what they're selling is the violence. Whether you agree with it or not, that's totally up to you. Obviously, I enjoy the music. I'm not gonna lie to you about it, but I'm an adult. Like I know what's right and wrong. But you see a lot of these kids that would think, oh my god, like this guy talks about having a gun, blah 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 blah. I should do that. That's the cool thing to do. And sometimes I just sit there and go, I understand that it's making them money, but they'll sit there and I don't know, give £500,000 to a child charity but teach those same kids that are helping out to get a gun and do whatever. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, why glorify killing someone, but then claim to be supporting kids? Like the same kids you're supporting look up to you as somebody, who's violent, and it becomes cool because I live in Croydon. I see these kids every day. If I was to ask them what the music they're listening to that really raw road man gangster stuff, and this is what they're into, and they're copying that lifestyle. It's almost like they forget. Yeah, these gangsters might talk about it, but a lot of them aren't in the streets anymore. They're not living Hollywood Hills, or if it's in the UK, they're living in Chelsea. They got a mansion in Essex, or wherever. And yeah, they might be talking about guns, but they ain't doing it anymore, mate. Like they came out of it. You know what I'm saying? They're not there.
So like the difference between today's music and like what music was before, if you use Tupac as an example, a lot of them spoke about how they came from it and how
about Tupac. Okay.
He's going with the facts, yeah.
How they came from a life of on the streets and what they went through and their hardships and how they've come out of it and how their craft is good. I think that inspired that generation to want to do better. But now we've got artists like singing about being in that position and wanting to do this and killing a man and treating a woman like this because they don't care, this, that, the other. And I think now that's sending the next generation a completely different message from what we as a generation heard from the previous people, like musicians and stuff, where they would talk about, you being on the streets, having to deal with that lifestyle coming out, and then exactly what you're saying, Sharif, they're sending out the wrong message now. That's basically how I sort of see it now, where they're idolizing all the wrong things, where before even though they were rapping about this stuff, they were rapping about how their lives were in ruin and how they became something and how they got out of it, and how they still have sort of flashbacks of those moments, and it doesn't let them sleep at night because that was their lifestyle. But now it's like that's the lifestyle you should be living, and that's the lifestyle you want. Like you said, they're living in mansions in LA or bloody, things like that.
Music is interesting.
They're really just like they've got so much to them. Like I love his song Stan. Like have you heard them? Probably. I just think that he has so much. It also reminds me, you know how you said
Go on,
sorry,
Janetta.
did you say?
No, we're listening to you.
Oh, okay.
Now, Janetta, we're listening to you. Yeah.
Well, it reminds me what you were both saying. It reminds me of the song Ransom, and it's by I can't remember how old the boy was, but like
Lil
he hasn't
Tecca.
actually yeah. Like, he hasn't actually,
Sharif got held for ransom though. No Tecca.
it was in the charts recently. Like I just I remember how because I go to I have I'm in a songwriting degree. We were like analyzing it and analyzing like his life, and not his life, but just basically he hasn't actually experienced that like gangster lifestyle. He's just rapping about it because it's cool.
Yeah.
Like that's what most,
Yeah.
not most, but some, most, I guess.
Twin
It's not
Glocks turn you into a dancer.
Do you know what?
yeah.
Do you know what's funny?
That's
Little Taker actually said in that interview. He literally said in that interview, "Oh, I just saw some gun names on the internet on Call of
Oh,
Duty, and I put it in my raps." I was like, "What?"
no, he's
You're
nah,
talking about
he's
holding
a
people
he's
ransom at
a
gunpoint.
he's a funny kid, man.
I couldn't believe it.
Nah, shouts to him, man.
Hey, listen.
The bars are lit though. I can't even lie to you, bro.
The sad thing is, in especially in like rap and hip hop,
Yeah.
crime, sex, and drugs is what sells. Unfortunately, that's all. Listen, I'm telling you. I say this all the time when people ask me about like why I've made like What's Going On, which is a knife crime song, My Mental Health. I'm telling you, man. Because if I just copy what everyone else is doing, I may as well just be everyone else. Like it just, for me, it gets boring.
Yeah.
I can easily sit at home, make a song about the nitty gritty of being a gangster. I'm not even one anyways, but I can easily do that. I can put that on Grime Daily or Link Up TV. I'll probably get 300k views. People will be like, "Bro, this guy's a gangster." But like, what's the point? Like, it's pointless to me. You know what I mean?
Shoot yourself. Yeah.
It just makes no sense. Obviously, huh?
I can imagine you like a gangster.
You should have seen my secondary school life. Interesting. But
Cheese.
I used to think I was a hard man back in the day. Don't get it twisted. I'm from the streets. No, I'm joking.
Oh.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I don't know about that still.
Listen, man. You have to do what you have to do to survive in school, man. You know what I mean? I went to a school that was patrolled by a gang called TZ, which was Terror Zone, from Mitcham.
Do they still exist?
Because I don't follow up with it anymore. I'm not a kid anymore. But when I moved from Bristol to London, I think I've said that story before. I got bullied because my English was too good. I mean, I didn't understand any slang. You know, I came straight from Bristol. I lived in Sweden. Like, essentially, I'm a black kid with too many white traits. So, and then I'm speaking like the bloody Queen's English. I got the pink here. I'm thinking, who's this black kid? Like, who's this kid? Why does he act so white? So, essentially, I had to switch it up, you know what I mean? Act a bit gangster, you know, mingling. Like, you have to survive, because for the first week,
You learn your slang to get on a level. Like, how long did it take you?
I think when you like just hang out with the people, right?
Yeah, I don't know how long it took, but I would say I was fairly comfortable within 6 months.
You don't say it like that. You say it like this.
No, I don't remember really getting corrected for my slang. I just think I slowly started using it. And obviously, within my first week, I had a fight with a kid because he wanted to test and see if I was weak or not. Because obviously, when you go to a school that's basically flooded with wannabe gangsters, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. So many fake people as well. But and then obviously the school is affiliated with a gang group, like a gang group. Really, most of the kids were from the same gang anyway. So people would like test you to see, bro, listen, is he weak or not? Like, can he hang with us or no? I ended up beating up this one kid in the school playground. And honestly, my life kind of changed from there, man. Nobody was picking up. I can't even lie.
Yeah.
And, you get sucked in. I got very sucked in because your popularity increases. Obviously, the respect factor increases. I'm not going to lie to you, though. There'll be times when I was hanging around with the crowd thinking I'm cool, and then we'll get into situations. I'm a pussy. You gotta remember, I come from Sweden, Bristol.
Halfway
My dad's
crook.
a dentist. I ain't broke. I'm not used to living this life. And my friends are just like trying to sell crack cocaine in the corner or get into fight. And I'm just there like, I'm really faking it right now. Like, it's awkward. But like, you don't want to get bullied, man. I didn't want to get bullied. So I kind of just rolled out. But the good thing is that a lot of my friends knew from the beginning. I just didn't really want to be there during those times. So when they were going to fights and stuff, luckily, because I had some cool people that allowed me, they let me go home, and they didn't care if I wasn't there to back the fight, or, you know, when they were carrying their weapons, I didn't need to be there. So luckily, I didn't need to get arrested for in possession of. I'm telling you right now, man. I had one guy. I sat on a bus. He goes, "Touch my pocket." The geezer had a gun on him, bro. And I just sat there with, "Oh my god, why am I hanging around with this geezer right now?" And I'm in the bus. Oh shit! Like, I don't even know what to do, bro. Listen, man. I can't even lie, man. Some of these kids, man, like, I don't know, man. It's crazy what people would do for a street code that no one even cares about. Let's just be real. No one even cares, man. Listen, I always say, if you sell drugs to make money because you're broke, do your thing, man. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You know, if you smoke weed, you're gonna buy it from dealer anyway. Ain't an issue. If you want cocaine, you're gonna buy it from dealer. Ain't an issue. I just think if you're doing it to cause violence over a bloody postcode that your mum's paying rent at, that the government don't even care about your dead postcode. I don't know what you're thinking, bro. Like, can you imagine? I'll be here going, yeah, shout out to Croydon. Ain't nobody in Croydon care about you, man. Ain't nobody care. The MP, the mayor of London don't know you, blood. Like, Boris Johnson don't know you, blood. The army don't know you, blood. They don't care that you represent Croydon. No, man, go represent Africa or something like that. First of all, yeah, I say this all the time, innit? My mum lives in a council home, so more time they put you in the area because that's what's available. So you don't even represent Croydon or Brixton. The government just slapped you there. So relax, you know what I'm saying? Let's just be real.
Oh, shout! That's actually true.
Can you imagine my mum going, "Oh my God, I'm Streatham." Yeah, mum, the council is Streatham. You're not Streatham. Like, it just doesn't. Like, I would look at my mum a bit like, you're screaming the place that a government put you in. Just, what the hell? Come on. If you got to shit is so stupid. Like, listen, man, just live your life, pay your bills. If you got a sell drugs, honestly, I don't care how you get your money. As long as you can afford it and live life, do it. Because at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. Not everyone's got education. Yes, drugs might not be the most greatest thing in the world to do. You know, some people fall into that. And you know, at the end of the day, if you're not gonna sell drugs, somebody else will. Anyways, it's just the way it is. People sell it wherever. Who cares? And yeah, I guess that's my opinion on that.
All right.
I guess we can end the podcast here.
Yeah,
Thank you for Janetta for coming through on the podcast.
It was an absolute pleasure.
Where can they find you, man? What's your social medias? Everything you want to lay out? When's your songs coming out? Let them all know.
Okay, well, my social media on Instagram is Janetta Official, and you spell Janetta Janetta. And yeah, that's. Oh, I've also got TikTok. I'm Janetta Mer on TikTok. Because I have like a fascination with fairy tale creatures. So.
Oh, we know. Well, I know. I don't know if they know. I know.
Oh, I know now.
And then like my music will be out on, well, hopefully soon on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and other platforms, but those are the main ones. And yeah, like I've had a great time here today with you guys. I love getting to know you, and like you're I love what you were saying about how like you came from Bristol, and then when I kind of experienced something similar, because like, I think you could tell that like I speak a bit like, you know, I don't use.
You just sound happy to me, you know. I always feel like she just sounds hella happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I hear, you know. I just hear happiness. This joke.
Well, I am happy, but like because like because the school I went to, a lot of like, you know, people from all over the place went there, and with money as well, because you could pay to be there. So like I did, like, you know, like I did miss out on the slang, and then when I came back to like London more, I didn't use it.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, you just hear some random word like skiing. You're like, skiing.
I was just relating to everything.
What? Nang.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember when I first heard someone say, "Oh, this thing's." Oh, I got a funny story. Yeah, you know how
Here we go. Here we go.
this is one of the. I think I've never told this story on a podcast, but you know how rappers say, "Can you spit?"
Yeah.
So a guy I'm on the bus. Some guy goes to me, "Can you spit?" Like randomly, innit? So I'm like, "Of course I can spit."
Here we go.
I can spit, man. I'm like there thinking, "Hey, who's this donor asking me if I how to spit?" So he pushed a mental. I go to spit. Like actually spit.
Wow.
He goes to me, oh, hey, why are you about to spit on the floor? And when you asked if I could spit, bro, of course I can spit. He went, nah, man, I meant rap. I'm like, bro, I just came to this country a few weeks ago. What do you... How would I know what spitting means?
I didn't know that was a term. So you educated me.
I think that was one of the funniest things. I remember the whole bus was just laughing at me, and I'm just like, I just found it funny as well. It wasn't even that embarrassing. I literally was just like, why were you asking the new kid? First of all, everybody knows my slang is not there anyway. So I think that was hilarious, man. Actually, that kid actually ended up being one of my close best friends during school time.
Jeez.
Shout out to his name's Abner. Yeah, he's in jail though. Yeah.
What is the info?
He's I think he was selling like cocaine or some shit. I mean, he's an idiot because he was like an A-star student. I used to always tell him like, you don't have to do this, right?
Shout out
he left school. I remember he was trying to come out of it, but man, when he was making good money from it, so I think he just fell into the trap of having money. When you're earning like 5-6 grand and you're like 16, 17, I guess that's just something you don't want to let go for a 9-to-5, struggling to even earn 12. I mean, he was 16, 17, so, and he did, I think he went to college but got kicked out. I mean, I don't know, he just had an unfortunate situation, but yeah, I don't know, I felt sorry for him because remember when I did that label stuff back in the day, it was actually part of my show.
Okay.
Yeah, I was proper trying to get him out of that. I think I tried to do that with a lot of my friends. I was like, man, you don't have to do this. Like, I ain't even doing it. Yeah, it was cool.
You really were moving like a rapper then, huh? Yeah. Moving all your guys out the hood and that.
Moving like a what? Like a rapper?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Moving your guys out the hood and that.
Yeah, I mean, because I wasn't into it.
Okay.
So when I didn't need to act like it anymore, which was when secondary school was over,
yeah,
I was like, what the fuck am I still linking you at the park to watch you sell drugs? Like, bro, listen, it's time to fix up. Like, we've got a university in 2 years if we want to go into it. I mean, college. Like, I don't need to pretend. Like, what am I pretending? School's over, man. Ain't nobody care about you if you fail by the time you're 18. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking bigger things. Which is how I started that label when I was 16, innit? I was thinking, listen, I want to try and make some legit money. I started doing that business thing. Yeah, and I didn't listen. I had to stop hanging around with like almost 80% of my friends because they weren't worth my time. But because I was close to quite a few of them, I wanted to be like, listen, man, we can start this business thing. You can do this, you can do that. But a lot of them was making good money through that. Well, a lot more money than bloody. I can tell you right now, they're probably making more money than half of the teachers in that school, man. Like, right, they was making good money. This is why they're all behind bars right now, man. Unfortunately for them, but yeah, trying to take them out of the hood, man. Damn it.
You feel me?
Anyway, this has been the Chat and Chill podcast with your boy. I was about to say Joe again. With your boy Firahs.
Joe MK in the streets of New York.
Joke Ali in London.
What was with the London part? Anyways, Janetta, you can say your name as well.
Okay. And Janetta in London as well. That'll make it for person too.
Oh, I should have said my location.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm in Uganda still.
Jeez! I say no more.
That's That's why the connection is bad.
Yeah.
That's why the connection is. Is it still bad, Saf? You know what? I should have connected it to my phone. I think you could.
Yeah, you
I
should have.
think, remember, my little brother and sister are eating up the Wi-Fi right now, man.
Yeah, they really are today.
Normally it's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but today, like, my brother's playing online on PlayStation 4. My sister's like on that. Is it called Switch? Whatever that game comes.
I have that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're just eating man's Wi-Fi right now. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the podcast. I guess I'm writing some music in a bit, which is cool. Yeah. I don't even. The podcast ended, man. Hey, Joe, let's stop recording, man, so I can relax now. Fucking hell.
This guy's sweating, bro.